Good evening and welcome to the iconic Watertown Stadium for tonight's ESD matchup between the Aberdeen Central Golden Eagles and the Watertown Arrows. My name is Sam Mooney, and joining me in the booth as always is the handsome and talented Tyson Zemlicka. Tyson, a day, 30,585 days in the making. Tonight we say goodbye to the Watertown Stadium after 30,585 days. It's pretty special.
For the regular season, right?
For the regular season, yeah, last regular season game.
We'll come back to the other parts of it later on in the show here tonight, but yeah, we got the last regular season game ever in Watertown history. Going to be a special night. I'm pretty happy to see that it's Aberdeen Central, kind of an old rival of Watertown's. It's going to be a good game tonight.
Yeah, I think it will be a good game, and it kind of has that homecoming type vibe and type feel to it. No, I mean, we saw a lot of alumni here, fair amount of people here. State News is here, a lot of alumni.
Yeah, I got here about an hour before kickoff, like I usually typically do, and usually I don't have too tough a time parking. Tonight it took me a few minutes. As I got into the stadium, I see they got a tailgate section kind of set up. Crowd's already kind of packed. It is going to be a big crowd here tonight. We were worried about it being a little rainy, a little cold. There's no wind. It's in the mid-50s. It's a beautiful night for football in late October.
Yeah, beautiful night for football for sure. You know, we talked a lot about the pomp and circumstances. Obviously, we're going to say goodbye to the stadium tonight. Officially we're saying goodbye, but technically, we'll see him. We'll be back here next week. All things go well tonight, but we'll forget about next week. We'll talk about next week. For now, what's in front of us is the Aberdeen Central Golden Eagles. What can you tell us about them?
Aberdeen Central, they got one of the craziest storylines of the year to me. They have played so well against good teams, and they haven't been able to put away some of the teams record-wise that aren't quite on their level. They lose to Brookings by a point, great football team in the state. They beat Spearfish, who Watertown lost to. And then they're losing games to teams like here on that we thought they'd kind of distance themselves from. So definitely a frustrating year for them record-wise, not where they wanted to be. But all things considered, if you're Aberdeen Central tonight, you're coming into Watertown. This whole crowd's expecting to see the Arrows go out on a high note. You're going to spoil their night. You're going to try to.
For sure.
And that would really do a lot to turn their season on a positive note here towards the end of it.
Leading the way for the Golden Eagles is junior quarterback Braden Bowman. What can you tell us about him?
He's been hurt a little bit. They've had a couple injuries at quarterback. He's back now. Does a good job of managing this offense. Last week was his first week back, and that was a really tough game they had against Jefferson. It was just he didn't have a lot of time to get things going. It's going to be a rough night. Interesting to see how he bounces back now, being a week back and removed from that injury. So
I talked to offense coordinator Justin Fox before the game, offense coordinator for Aberdeen Central, and Bowman's the backup this year. He started the season as the backup. The starting quarterback got hurt, but this is a familiar role for him as he played in the same position in the same role last year. So I asked him about the playbook. I said, is the whole playbook, open to him? And he didn't specify, but I got the sense that it was. It seems like the quarterback's capable and he'll be ready to go tonight.
Yeah, I don't think that's going to be any hold up for him. It's just against this Watertown defense. They're so strong in so many areas. For the junior quarterback who does have the whole playbook open, it's just getting rolling early and often to get that confidence rolling. They said last week about all of his confidence had to be about shot from that game against Jefferson. So Fox has to get him in a rhythm early and often just to get those jitters away, get some confidence back in, and get Aberdeen Central rolling early.
Okay, so now you're Justin Fox, right? You're the offensive coordinator for the Aberdeen Central Golden Eagles. How do you attack this Watertown defense, this stout Watertown defense, who is catching on and getting hot at the right time?
Yeah, it's definitely a tough assignment for him here tonight. I certainly don't want his job tonight. I think you got to utilize, bubble screens. Watertown does like to blitz. They like to send that extra man up the middle, off the edge. Take advantage of some of those screens. Don't run into the heart of the defense, and I don't ever see a lot of jump balls going a lot of other teams' ways. So some of that quick passing game that Aberdeen Central is going to rely on, some of those bubble screens, early and often have to get them out to a quick start here tonight.
On the other side of the ball, if you're the Arrows, no secret what they're going to try to do.
No, this is a ground and pound team. weather might get a little colder, a little bit worse here as the night goes on. This offensive line has been dominant all year. We expect to see that again. I think they're down a running back maybe tonight, Watertown, but it's not going to change the game plan in any way, shape, or form. Winches, Decker, in any way, shape, or form, they're going to get the ball and they're going to pound it up the middle all night.
Yeah, I don't disagree. Fossum's sick, and Fossum, if you're at home watching, hope you feel better soon and hope you bounce back and we can see you next week. Wenches can carry the load. Malik Decker can help carry the load. We may see some wrinkles for some other guys then, but the running game goes as it goes.
Yeah, you talk about those guys carrying the role. They just got to do their job. You stay behind this big offensive line. They create the holes. They open all the pathways for you. You don't have to reinvent the wheel, even if one running back is gone. Just stay on your blocks, follow your guys, and you'll end up in the end zone.
Behind that stout offensive line that we will definitely get to here in just a few minutes is senior quarterback Trayton Hemrick. Talk about his development over the year.
Having a really good year, and again, I think he gets a little bit better every week. Now with this win not picking up like I thought it maybe was going to, you're going to see Watertown stretch the field vertically. They got some really good receivers. Hemrick's been on. He's always going to be at his best when he's using play action effectively. But those Watertown Arrows receivers are going to make some big plays tonight as well.
One name that we haven't talked a whole lot about this year that we may see tonight is going to be freshman running back Tyson Miller. So I'm told that he is a freak athlete. He's quick. He's fast. We'll see if he gets into the game. Would be a great moment for the freshman to come in on the last week.
Decker a little bit.
Yeah. Yep.
We haven't seen a lot of young guys, in there, and that's because this Arrows team is so deep on the top. Juniors, seniors, and they're so solid. They're so consistent. We haven't seen a lot of changes had to be made. We talk about Hunter Peterson maybe playing at the fullback spot a little bit more. I like the way he's been utilized, but yeah, it'll be good to see a freshman get in there.
I did talk to the coaches about Hunter Peterson, the sophomore, number 86, sophomore tight end. I talked to the coaches before the game and asked them about Hunter. Good size, good frame, solid hands, and Coach Hodorf, and I quote, says he's going to be a stud next year.
I think he's kind of the dark horse for me for this playoff run. If I asked the crowd, give me a name or two of the guys that are going to step up every week, his name's not going to be one of them. Other coaches have that same exact feeling. He's the guy that is kind of under the radar that can really step up to me for the Arrows kind of tonight into this playoff stretch, really make a huge difference here for the Arrows this last week going into the playoffs.
Little change up on the offensive line tonight. Nash Berg will slide back over to start at left tackle, and next to him will be Micah, and then everything's kind of business as normal after that. How good is this offensive line?
I think you and I take it for granted. To a certain extent, we definitely compliment those guys, but 99% of teams in the state do not have what Watertown has on the front offensive line. They're big, they're mean, they're nasty, college football players in the making. And guys like Spencer Winches, Trayton Hemrick, they maybe don't always realize it, but that offensive line, those five guys up front just do a dominant job week after week after week, and they are so fun to watch up here.
Every week I go and I talk to the opposing team coaches, and I ask the coaches the same question every time that we have a home game. I ask the opposing team coach the same question, and that question is, who or what pops off on tape to you guys? What do you guys have to do to stop the Arrows? And the first thing they say all the time is, man, are they big.
They're big. It's one thing when you talk about you don't want another team's best player to beat you if that's your quarterback, your running backs, your receivers. But you really can't set up a game plan to stop that offensive line no matter what you do. They do a lot of pulling to the left, pulling to the right. They're not just an ISO or a power team. They are so creative in that run game, and it's led them to have a dominant year.
Yeah, and you'll see them run behind big right guard Jaden Lambert, big left guard Micah Hawk, big right tackle Carter Ingalls, big left tackle Nash Berg, and then don't forget Andrew Dahl, the 6'1", 240-pound sophomore center.
He's having a good year, and for an offensive lineman, it's important for it to be quiet. And we keep referencing how big these guys are, but Micah Hawk and Jaden Lambert especially are so athletic.
Yes.
And that's why in that pulling game that we see them do any of the counters, power, anything like that. They can get out around in front of the Spencer Winches, in front of the Malik Deckers, in front of Fossum. With those guys being athletic, they're not just always going straight downhill. You got to account for so many things with them.
What we do know is that Micah Hawk is going to play on Saturdays next year. Jaden Lambert's going to play on Saturdays next year. Pretty confident Carter Ingalls is going to play on Saturdays next year. You know, Nash Berg has got some opportunities to do some different things. So you're talking about a very tenured offensive line, but not just tenured, but talented.
Yeah, I don't like we said, I don't know if there's not many teams, period, in the state that wouldn't trade for these 5 offensive linemen, the whole bunch of them. And it's been so fortunate for us to get up here and watch them, you know, every Thursday, Friday night this year so far.
September 12th, 1941 was the very first game in this stadium, Tyson.
Did Watertown win that game?
September 12th, 1941, this stadium opened up, and you'll see a video here that was prepared by Ryan Remmers and the Arrow TV crew. This stadium opened up on September 12th, 1941 against the Madison Bulldogs. And then now here we are looking into the locker room here. Here we are almost 31,000 days later. You see the great Nathan Lamb, Coach McElhaney's there. See some wenches in there. Just what a nostalgic and historic place. And what a blessing for us that we get to be here on the last regular season game to be a part of it.
It's quite a setup. I've been fortunate enough to play a couple games here, coach a game here. It's even fun as a player to be sitting under the stands in an atmosphere like this. When that crowd gets rocking, and they're right above you stomping, it's pretty cool. It's an experience for sure, and I'm glad these players get to have it a couple more times.
Yeah, I mean, we've got state news here today covering this game. We talked about the alumni and the amount of them. We've even got some of South Dakota's finest here with us, Watertown's finest, making sure that the likes of the Tyson Zemlicas of the world
stay under control.
Yeah, behave there tonight, sir. But like I said, I mean, it's kind of got a homecoming feel to it because there's a lot of alumni back today as the Arrows are about ready to take the field. But let's not forget.
Yeah, it's not really goodbye.
Yeah.
I want to see 2 more games here after tonight.
Absolutely. And the other portion of this, too, is we need to make sure, and by we, I mean the team, needs to make sure that they keep the main event the main event. And the main event is what's between the lines.
And that's what Coach Horvath's been telling them all week. We saw it in the Mitchell game, the homecoming game. There's a lot of natural distractions. That was a poor first half for the Arrows, 5-6 weeks ago against Mitchell. Coach Horvath has had to echo that all week. This is a big deal for the town and for guys like us, but your job is to come out and play football, start fast like we saw against T 2 weeks ago, carry that the whole night, and that's the message he's been trying to deliver to them. We'll see how that works come kickoff.
Yeah, I mean, and I couldn't agree with you more. Keeping the main event is obviously the most important thing. I mean, it's fun to relive some of these memories and talk about the age of the stadium. But at the end of the day, there's playoff seeding on the line here. And if you're the Watertown Arrows, you want to be number 1 or you want to be the number 2 seed. You do not want to fall to 3.
Yeah, it's a huge deal to win this game tonight. Tonight is what sets the stage for obviously the rest of the year. If you win tonight, you're going to have, another home playoff game. If you win that one, you'll have one more home playoff game. And if the road to Vermilion goes through Watertown, that bodes very well for these Watertown Arrows.
Absolutely. If you remember last year, if I remember right, we had the 3 seed last year. We won that home playoff game against these Aberdeen Central Golden Eagles. But then our victory for that, or our prize for that, was having to go to Pierre and face the 7-time state champion Pierre Governors. So now, you take care of business tonight, then in all likelihood you've got 2 more. You host a home game next week, and then you take care of that. You host a home game the next week, and then talk about a storyline.
Man, it would be incredible to have this last season. We talked about last year, Watertown hadn't had a playoff game in forever.
Yeah.
Now you're talking about in the last season, you could host both playoff games. You could possibly even knock out a peer that's won so many years in a row. Just be cool all around.
We are going to take a quick break, but don't go anywhere. We're going to turn it over to the legendary Nick Kranz, and then we will listen to the greatest song ever composed, and we will be back.
For the enjoyment and educational benefit of high school students, Good sportsmanship and respect for officials and their decisions will be expected of everyone. Failure to do so could result in removal from this event. At this time, we ask that you please stand as the Watertown High School Band, under the direction of Austin Fordham, honors America with the playing of our national anthem. Proper respect for the flag is to remove your cap, stand at attention with your right hand over your heart. Active duty personnel or veterans not in uniform may salute the flag. Ladies and gentlemen, our national anthem.
I do believe we had the legendary Matt Kranz down there singing.
You never know what's going to be the last time we get to hear him, so it's got to cherish all those.
That's pretty great. Okay, so we are just about 6 minutes away from kickoff, Tyson.
Adrian Schultz.
Let's take care of some housekeeping notes here. So we are Aero TV, so we'd like to welcome in everybody from the Watertown community and from the surrounding communities that may be tuning in and watching us. If you're from Aberdeen, we welcome you as well. We do have a live chat that's open, so wherever you are, make sure you say hi, who you're cheering for, and maybe the handsome Tyson Zemlicka will give you a shout out on air. Fly Eagles 11 says the stadium is just about as old as you, Mooney. Wow, that's nice. That's
pretty accurate.
Wow, all the way from Philadelphia. Thanks for watching, Caden. Appreciate that. And my father-in-law is laughing, and so now they're having a good time with each other. So I appreciate that. A lot of love from family. Okay, so there's that. The other portion is that we got a pretty special halftime show for everybody today. So make sure that you stick around for a halftime. We'll go down onto the field, and I don't want to spoil some things, but we're going to go onto the field. It'll be a pretty cool halftime show there. The other portion of that, too, is that we are going to have the legendary Roger Merriam up here tonight in the booth.
Can't wait for him.
To visit with him. And if you don't know Roger, you're in for a treat. And if you do know Roger, you know exactly that you're in for a treat.
I don't know if there's a better wealth of knowledge for a sports mind for the Arrows altogether that encompasses all sports, but football especially.
Yeah, the guy is just a vessel of knowledge, so it'd be exciting to have him in here. I'm excited for this football game, Tyson. Like, I genuinely don't remember the last time that I was this excited. My dad's calling me right now. And I think he knows. Should I take the call?
Is he messing with you?
No, I don't know. He might be. Should we see what he wants?
That's up to you.
Dad?
I'm working right now.
Yeah. I can't hear him. So, Dad, you're going to have to call back. We're live on air right now with Aero TV. All right. So, Dad, if you're listening, I'm sorry I hung up on him.
I love seeing all these retro Arrows outfits, the jerseys, the sports jackets, the Letterman's jackets, I should say.
So how about this? This is what I love, and I'm going to ask this before the game starts. If you are an Arrow alumni, and you are watching from anywhere, just pop in the comments into the chat and tell us where you're from and what year that you graduated. So the Travel with Poppy says, class of 1992, Trent, watching all the way from Georgia. So Trent, class of 92 from Georgia, we appreciate you watching. And then Patty Anderson says, go Arrows, I treasure many memories made in the stadium. We appreciate you watching, Patty. And I promise to give a shout out to Grandma Castle. Grandma Castle is Coach Castle's grandma, okay, and she lives in Sioux Falls, and apparently she's big fans. She loves Arrow TV. She loves all the things that we do. So Grandma Castle, we appreciate you watching, and excited that you're part of Arrow TV.
We love having fans from all over. I don't think we've ever had a Georgia before, have we?
I don't know if we've had a Georgia or not, but Belinda Weber, class of 1990, she's in Watertown right now. She's watching. So how about that? That's pretty great.
Gonna have all the states hit by the end of the year.
Jordan Wiedner says, go Arrows, wish I could be there, but been sick. Hope you feel better soon. Patty Anderson, class of 1999. That's a pretty dang good class right there. Mark Hansen, class of 71, watching from Fort Collins, Colorado. Oh, and then Patty Anderson said, oops, class of 1990.
Class of 1990.
So yeah, I mean, it's pretty great. You will see in the upper right-hand corner of our screen, too, we've got the pink graphic. It is still Breast Cancer Awareness Month, so thinking about all the survivors out there, and I hope you feel better soon and keep being an inspiration. Okay. One more. Diana Nelson says, watching from Florida, their grandson Landon Lewis plays. So we've covered Florida. Yeah. We've covered Georgia. We got the SEC all but taken care of.
Conference is taken
we just need Texas to chime in and we'll be set.
After that loss last week to Georgia, Texas is pretty quiet right now.
2 minutes from kickoff, Tyson. What do you want people at home to know about this Arrows football team?
They are so much fun to watch. If you haven't got out, we love that you're watching on Arrow TV. But if you have not seen this team in person, the next week, hopefully two, get out here and watch them. They are something special. They're mean. They're nasty. They have kind of an old school toughness to them. I can't wait to see it again tonight.
Yeah, I think what I want people to know about this Arrow football team is that it's special, right? I mean, like, it checks every boxes. Your offensive line is good. You have senior leadership at quarterback. You know, probably your best two players are Wenches and Fossum. But you've got Briggs, you've got Hansen, you've got Olsen. You know, you've got weapons all over the place. And then we haven't even really talked about the defensive side of the ball. This team is very well-rounded and very well coached.
I think, to me, the biggest thing for this Arrows football team is, at the start of the year, I think they felt like they had something to prove. They came out, they had statement wins against Yankton, against Pierre. I think maybe we're starting to get to their head a little bit.
Aberdeen Division team, what's your call?
And that Spearfish game. Oh, wait a second here.
It is tails. Aberdeen has won the toss and elected to defer.
Great shot there from our Arrow TV crew, getting right in the middle of the coin toss. It's pretty great.
As deferred, Watertown will receive. Good luck, shake hands.
Okay, so the Arrows are going to get the ball first.
Yeah, I would say with Spearfish, the big thing in that game was I think it was just starting to get to him just a little bit. This Arrows team, it's so hard to be good enough to just show up and think you're going to win every game. That Spearfish game kind of put that chip back on their shoulder, and the loss probably couldn't have came at a better time. Watertown was very fortunate to have Spearfish lose last week. Watertown is back in the driver's seat.
Yes.
And as long as that chip stays on their shoulder, this is not a team you want to play at any point in this season.
And I couldn't agree with you more. No loss is a good loss. You never go out there and you never want to lose. You're not trying to lose. However, if there is such thing as a good loss, that Spearfish one may have been a good loss for them.
And Coach Hordorf sent the message to him. That next game against T, it was the really, and I guess PG terms, it was how good do you guys think you really are going to be, or how good are you? And against T, they came out and hit him in the mouth, and early and often, and that was that kind of set the tone here for the second half of the season. And we'll get the last regular season game of the year underway right now.
As we get ready for kickoff, special thanks to Dakota Land Federal Credit Union and DFS Insurance for being the exclusive sponsors of Aero TV and allowing us to do these things. So shout out to them. Appreciate the high school for jumping on board. And Tyson, we are just about underway to kick off this last regular season game in the iconic Watertown Stadium.
Can't wait.
Let's go, man. It's going to be fun. All right, here we go. It looks like the kicker is wrong-footed, and he's going to get it all the way down to about the 15. It's going to be returned by Briggs. Remember, this one last week, or the last home game, was taken all the way for a touchdown, this time down to the 30.
That left foot must have thrown Briggs off. He bobbled that ball a little bit.
You know, there's a coach, you may have heard of him, Coach Belichick.
Patriots coach, right?
Loved that left-footed kicker and punter.
Kicker and punter.
More so the punter than the kicker.
Throws you off when it's a punter.
Yeah, I mean, it just goes the opposite way, right? I mean,
Belichick had a pretty solid career.
Turns out he was okay. I hear he's unemployed.
Probably be coaching the Cowboys next year.
All right, well, let's focus on good football tonight.
Fossum at fullback.
Nope, Fossum is
Winches.
Yep, Winches at fullback, and then Malik is back there in the traditional I. We've seen this from the Arrows a lot. They're going to fake the sweep and go inside to Winches. Winches needs to go north and south. Breaks a tackle, gets it all the way down to about the 50, and if you're the Arrows, that's a good start. Not quite as explosive as the start from 2 weeks ago.
Right.
But you know what, sorry to interrupt, but what I think is really important for this game tonight, sustained drives. Like, the Arrows have been incredibly explosive. 61-yard touchdowns, 70-yard touchdowns. But you remember that, like, 17-play drive against Spearfish? I'd love to see that tonight.
Yeah, I think that's, for Coach Horta, if that's what you want to see, is all things clicking heading into the playoffs. That's a great way to get this drive started.
Wench is going to go a little bit. They're going to play action there and roll to Hemrick's left. He's got a guy. Oh, and he just misses him off the top of 31, and that's Braden Kleinsasser.
Love to go into the play action early, though. That's, to me, that's where Watertown's offense functions so well with this big offensive line.
I agree.
That complement off that rushing attack is insane.
You know, and Hemrick has got a pretty play action too.
Yeah, he's coming off the field now. Might get some wildcat here early. Number 32 came on the field. Tyson Miller. That's who you talked about, Sam.
Yeah. So you see Tyson Miller here, and
they're all trying to get lined up here.
And then we got Pickin at quarterback, and then Decker's there, and he's gonna counter, and Pickin's gonna hit the sideline, and he's got gas. He's got gas all the way to the end zone for an Arrow touchdown. There's no flags.
I think you said counter. I think.
I think Coach Castle is having fun in the dirt tonight, drawing up plays.
Then I think the whole offense was a little confused there, but we'll take it.
I mean, it was kind of a play-action counter on the weak side.
Because, you know, we had too many guys in the huddle, and then he did the play fake, and there's nobody there to fake to, so he just said, you know what, guys, don't worry about it. I'll take care of business myself.
I can't wait to talk to Castle after the game and ask him if that's exactly how he drew that one.
He's going to say either way, we're putting it in the playbook now.
Hey, the touchdown's great, but this extra point is important. The Arrows have got to figure out their point after touchdowns here.
Yeah, people think we're joking. This is the big part of the game the Arrows need to work on.
And the fans react. And the fans react. Hey, listen, and part of the kicking game and the special teams is that entire special teams unit, the entire kicking unit. So your long snapper is Landon Lewis, and then your holder is Trayton Hemrick. So everything's got to work. And what people may not understand is that if that special teams unit isn't in cohesion with each other, then you don't get the kick, right? So if the snap's not good and the hold's not good, the kick's not good.
Right, and I mean, tonight, maybe next week doesn't come back to haunt you. Later in this playoff run, if you're not getting those freebies every single time, it'll come back to haunt you in one of those big games, Sam.
Yep, absolutely. Well, wow, what a banger of a start for the Arrows.
We talk about maybe not having Fossum in there. Arrows have no problem with it. Winches says, no Fossum, no problem, give me the ball, coach. And Arrows get going early, and we get it punched in right off the bat.
So Pitkin takes it 50-plus yards, 52. 52, that's a solid number. Like Super Bowl 52.
I think that's what you're going to reference. I should have deleted it out when I first saw it.
I should have just said 51 or 53.
Put it on our stat guy.
You know who the stat guy is? It's Pitkin's brother.
You should have gave 53, 54 then. You got to help your brother out on those long touchdown runs.
Well, let's see how the Aberdeen offense can respond as the kick goes into the dirt there. Going to go on the far sideline here, and it looks like he's going to be gobbled up around the 20, Tyson?
Yep. On the return for the Eagles.
So now if you're Coach Fox, offensive coordinator for Aberdeen, defense just kind of got punched in the mouth, how do you respond?
You know, stick to your script. You know, it's a long game here yet. For Aberdeen Central, the trend I noticed the most watching film is number 14, Joey Dahlman. Whichever way he goes is 99% of the time where this ball goes. If he motions in, just about wherever he's at is where that ball is going.
Bowman's going to have a single back here to his right as he calls the slot receiver into motion. And I think we're going to get a full start here on Aberdeen Central. And it should push them back 5 yards here.
Dead ball. Snap infraction. Let's go. On the offense. 5 yards.
So snap infraction, center move the ball a little bit.
Yeah, this isn't really the week for Aberdeen Central to be shooting themselves in the foot either.
Heidi Langerud says, checking in from Worthington, Minnesota. Go number 5, Cooper Ketwood. Good luck, Arrows. Appreciate you watching, Heidi.
Middle linebacker.
So now we check off Minnesota. How many states can we get tonight? We got Pennsylvania, Georgia, Florida, Minnesota, South Dakota.
Don't challenge these guys. They'll be chiming in from everywhere.
Florida. All right, so 1st and 15, Aberdeen's going to play behind the sticks here. Looks like they're going to kind of have the same play. There's going to be that screen that you talked about at the beginning. And on the play is number 4, Jalen Schulte. All he does is make tackles, and then joining him on that was Briggs. And Briggs has been great in corner this year.
We haven't seen the Arrows get challenged a lot vertically. They played some deeper sets this year with their secondary, and teams haven't been able to beat them at all. You know, last year there was a couple issues that squeaked out, but this year that secondary's been fantastic.
Yeah, secondary really has been good, and I think, I could be wrong, but I feel like the secondary is really led by senior cornerback number 2, Cole Hansen. Excuse me, junior corner. Cole Hansen's been great this year. And you can see now here he's on an island. Outside by his own, he doesn't have any safety help. They're going to go in the slot there, and tackle from behind is going to be Mitch Olson on the catch for the Knights. I believe that was Carson Borg. Was that number 5, Carson Borg?
I didn't see that one. I think from one year to the next, to me, the most improved unit on this team is the defensive secondary. They had no problems last year, but this year they have been fantastic.
Yeah, I couldn't agree more. I mean, getting Briggs back has been huge.
Yep.
The development of Cole Hansen has been fantastic. Pickens out there is doing a good job. Olsen over at safety tonight. Wenches is going to come on the blitz. Gets it off on time.
Catch.
Great catch. Missed tackle, and he is off. And then there's the aforementioned Cole Hansen, followed by number 5 for the Arrows, and that's Cooper Ketwood.
Colby Dublin with a great catch and run there.
Yeah, great hands catch there, and a dart from the quarterback.
Very nice throw and catch.
Yeah, that's
the Watertown there.
Yeah, great throw from Bowman, just a dot.
Hansen's coming in late. He's trying to punch that ball. That's a great job by him. Better job by Colby holding on to it.
Yep, the old peanut punch.
Yeah.
Made popular by Peanut Tillman. All right, so Aberdeen Central is trying to answer. Coach Fox is getting creative with his play calling, throwing darts over the middle here. There he's going to run right at the heart of the Arrows defense for a small gain there, and that's number 14, Joey Dahlman, sophomore running back.
He's fun to watch on film. He does a lot of unique things for this offense. He's kind of all around. When he was at receiver, they were throwing the ball the last couple of weeks. When he's at running back or motioning in, they're running the ball. So
6'1", 220 pounds, sophomore. Yeah, he's going to be a problem in the next couple of years for sure. It's going to bring up a 2nd and 8 Ball is right at the 30-yard line for the Golden Eagles. Going to stay on that shotgun formation. One back to Bowman's right. Bowman drops back. He's got a little bit of time. Scrambles to his right, and the ball is just grossly underthrown there. Good coverage there by the Arrows, Jaden Schulte.
Winch has definitely made him get out a little faster than he wanted to there. Didn't get to put much on that pass.
Sorry, Jeremiah Schulte.
Helped force that incompletion.
Yeah, Arrows' coverage has been good, and even on that completed pass, the coverage was there.
Yeah, safe.
Great throw, great catch.
Kind of bang spots, but quarterback put it where only his guy could get it.
Yeah. I mean, sometimes
tip your hat.
Yeah, for sure, and that's one of those times where you definitely do that. Trips to the left here. Running back to Bowman's right, it's going to be a 3rd and 8 with just over 8 minutes left in the first quarter here as Aberdeen trails by 7, and they try to go to that slant again.
PI there, I guess.
Are they going to get pass interference on Briggs?
They are.
Defending on the play was number 3.
I don't know if I love that.
I sure did.
Did he get his hands all over him? Did he hold him?
Pass interference. Defense, number 3. 15 yards.
You know the
result.
I'd love to see a replay if we have it.
The trick on this is in high school you can have your hands on the defender, can have their hands on the receiver until the ball is thrown, and on a slant from virtually 5 yards away. He was in a good spot the entire time, so I didn't love that one, Sam.
Yeah, no, I thought he had good coverage there.
Here comes the replay. A little late, but
no, we're all right.
Have to take our word for it, I guess.
1st and 10 here after the penalty.
That's what I'd run if I was Fox all night.
Quick bubble screen there. He's going to pick up 5 or 6.
I'm not even joking. Justin Fox should almost be running that almost every other play. You're going to have to force Watertown to widen out to that flat area and maybe not send Spencer Witches on a blitz half the time. That is their recipe for success all night, is that bubble screen. Keep a guy or two out there to block,
2nd and 3.
and they'll make some damage.
Do you want them to continue to throw on the short side of the field?
I always prefer it to the wide side. You got good enough blockers, it doesn't always matter. Can mitigate some of that, but I'd like to see that play 20 more times if you're an Aberdeen Central fan.
Arrows playing press coverage here. Aberdeen's going to run up the middle with no success at all.
And that's why you don't want to get so one-dimensional, but just running the ball up the middle against the Arrows has just really proved to be a failed tactic all year. You got to stretch these guys sideways.
It's going to bring up a 3rd and 3. Having a hard time running the ball. Do you go back to that bubble screen?
Yeah, I absolutely would. Put trips down here to the field. It obviously takes the ball a little bit longer to get to the field. They want to get in his hands, making plays as fast as possible. We got 21.
Yeah, and you see you do have trips here to the left, one back to the right, and one receiver up there on the right. Excuse me, one back to the left. And they're going to drop back, and he's going to look for the post there. Just missed it. Good route.
Yeah,
and he had him
up. Kind of a half step behind it. Takes almost a perfect throw. Thankfully, it was a step overthrown.
Yep, he had him, and it doesn't look like Aberdeen is going to be sending the kicking unit onto the field. That's going to bring up a 4th and 4.
And man-to-man
the offense is going to stay on the field.
If you're Justin Fox, if you're Aberdeen Central, you couldn't have drawn up a better play there. You got exactly what you want, a two-way go with your receiver. He bites to the outside. Schulte was in a great spot. You got to find a way to put that ball on him there.
Yeah, agreed. I mean, the receiver ran a great route, well designed, just missed the throw.
Keep your eye on Joey Dahlman here. He's going to motion across.
4th and 4. Aberdeen's going to be under center, and I think we're going to get a timeout from Coach Fox here. Okay, so 4th and 4, 6.5 minutes left.
Timeout.
Aberdeen hasn't fully answered yet, but they've been able to move the ball.
It's a good start momentum-wise.
Yeah.
We talked about their quarterback getting a little bit of a groove and a rhythm throughout this first game and this first drive, and he's more than done that. Now it's just capping it off and really putting yourself where you feel like you're in a good spot.
Yeah, I think if you're at Aberdeen, you've got a little bit of victory in this drive in that you flipped the field position. You've been able to move the ball, but now you really got to pound it in.
Yeah, I'm sure they'd even consider a field goal there. They know to set the tone tonight early, kind of get this Watertown team on notice. They got to score a touchdown here.
Yeah, and it puts a little bit of pressure back onto the offense, too. That the offense has got to be able to matriculate the ball down the field. And
let's see what we get for a formation here, what they line up in.
I was a little surprised to see him under center on that play.
They're going to come back out in that same.
Yeah, little bunch here to the left.
Like I said, I expect to see Dahlman in motion here.
Watertown faithful comes alive here on this 4th and 4 early in the first quarter. Almost got the arrows to jump. We've got a guy wide open in the back of the end zone there, and that's going to be an Aberdeen touchdown.
I was looking under the bottom. Was it a hitch and go, double move?
I didn't see if it was a double move or not. I didn't expect the ball to go up top there, so well designed and well executed.
Colby down there.
Yeah,
just runs a go route on him.
Yeah, just a little bite there and got him turned around, and that was Briggs that bit on that.
Was it Briggs?
Yeah, it looked like it was number 3.
The extra point.
I thought it was Hansen. Yeah, that back-footed kicker again.
Yep, wrong-footed kicker buries it in, ties the game. Aberdeen is here to play. They're definitely. I mean, if you're Aberdeen, this is a great story for you. I mean, what's better than being the spoiler?
We've talked about how a challenging year this has been for Aberdeen Central. There's that. It was Briggs out there on the replay.
Yeah.
But we thought this has been kind of a challenging year for them. They've always played the good teams tough, and they've kind of struggled with some of the teams that are record-wise a little bit below them. And so now, the way to salvage their season tonight is to come in and ruin kind of Watertown's second homecoming, so to speak.
For sure.
And it looks like they're going to be up to the challenge.
The other portion is, I mean, if you're Aberdeen, you're fighting for playoff seeding as well.
Yeah, I mean, if the standings ended this way right now, it'd be 7-2 again next week. Aberdeen will be coming back. I'm sure they'd like to avoid playing Watertown 2 weeks in a row, so they're going to try to take care of business and avoid that headache next week.
Chiming in from the great state of Arizona is Cajun Surratt, and I apologize if I mispronounce your name. I'm sure I did, but he is in Phoenix cheering on number 5 Cooper Ketwig.
That's awesome.
Cooper's got fans all over the country.
He's got some good connections.
I tell you what, like,
if it's cold or he doesn't want to be at home, he just call his friends in Florida or Arizona.
Yeah, that guy just, he could just travel the country and just stay at awesome places. All right, so now 7-7, 2 heavyweights standing in the middle of the ring, huh?
See who punches back next.
Well, we knew that Aberdeen wasn't just going to give it to us, right? I mean, they're going to come out here and they're going to fight as this one going to get out of bounds, Tyson?
Yep. Yeah, Aberdeen Central wants this to be the last of the regular season game 1. They want that to go to the Golden Eagles.
We're going to take a live look in here at the Yankton game. It looks like Yankton is taking care of business against Mitchell, 21-0.
Play at the 35.
7 minutes left here in the second quarter, so they're moving right along.
With that win for them, they will lock themselves into that 1 seed.
Yep, for sure. And then the best that the Arrows can do is 2. But if you're the Arrows, I mean, whether it's 1 or 2.
Yeah, I mean, Watertown didn't expect Yankton to lose that game tonight. They just got
they can take care of business. Yeah, take care of business here. And I think Coach Svensson, former Arrows coach, would agree. He's watching from Texas today.
There we got our.
So we got the SEC all but taken care of. Just somebody needs to chime in from Tennessee. Arrows are going to go right up the middle there and maybe get back to the line of scrimmage, maybe get a yard.
I was laughing at the comment from Texas. I love seeing that. Who had the ball there? Was it Fossum? Or, I mean, was it Decker?
I was in with Coach Sven.
Oh, see the stats will come in here. That was Decker. 1 yard run.
So we got 18 yards from Wenches, 52 from Pitkin, and we got the 1 from Malik Decker here. Hemrick's going to be in shotgun, more of a traditional formation here, other than, I don't know, we'll call it that diamond from that touchdown. A little screen there to Mitch Olson. Mitch is going to make one guy miss and pick up a few.
I've never heard of diamond formation, but you're right. That is what it looked like.
I mean, that's kind of what it did, right? Like, what else do you call it?
7-yard line.
I was going to call it Lambeau's old formation, but it's. I'll tell you that one later.
Well, we know Lambeau's not watching because he's here in person watching. Yep. Yep, the legend himself. So that's going to bring up a 3rd and 7 after a small gain. Go to the air here, see if you can find Briggs.
Yeah, you got Mitch Olson at the top.
Gosh, I'd kind of like to see a Hunter Peterson here too. Hemrick's going to drop back and pass. He's got a little bit of a lane. He can take it. He goes down. He goes downfield to Olson. Olson picks up the first down. Nice job by Hemrick, getting creative and keeping his head upfield and getting the first down.
He was hiding. It was Pitkin at the way top of our field here. He was connected right to the tight end on the bottom side of this field, and he snuck out of there.
Replay here brought to you by Dakota Land Federal Credit Union. Good job from Hemrick of getting out of that mess.
Great ball by a quarterback, Trayton Hemrick.
Yeah, and giving Olson an opportunity to make a catch and go back into the traditional I here. Wenches in the backfield. Number 27 is going to be your fullback as they hand off to Wenches here. And Wenches is going to pick up a couple. 27 for your Arrows is going to be Corbin Hansen, 5'10", 190-pound junior.
We're getting creative at tight end or at fullback tonight. We knew we'd have to, and I like seeing it.
I talked to the coaches before the game, and they did say that we may see some things that we haven't seen before. Mick Rennick, class of 71, watching from Colorado. We beat Aberdeen at the stadium in 1970.
How about that?
That's
getting a history lesson here tonight. I knew I would.
Mick, appreciate you watching here. Maybe you can tell us what's on deck here for the Arrows with this time. With Wenches in, and they fake it, and they go to Wenches up to the left there. He makes one guy miss, which he usually does. Balls over another guy, which he usually does. Gets himself a first down.
I don't know if we'll see a replay here, but that was a great seal block by Hunter Peterson coming around on that counter. He really did a good job of sealing that off for Wenches to get out and around the edge there.
I like Hunter Peterson.
Yeah, I like everything he does.
I like a lot of things about him.
Here he comes.
See the replay here. Walk us through this one, Tyson.
It came in a little late, but again, that tight end comes back around and seals that edge. Wenches is off to the races, running guys over, doing his normal thing.
Yeah, great play. It's nice to see the Arrows playing in front of the sticks here. We are going to have a timeout on the field. We'll take that first timeout in the booth as well. This timeout brought to you by Dakota Land Federal.
Watertown, the first of that first half.
This is Nathan Lamb, class of 98, member of the 1996 state championship football team, and you're watching Watertown football on Arrow TV.
All right, we are back. Shout out to Taylor and Serena Berger. They're struggling tonight.
Yeah, they got the Rams, the Vikings. They're both fans of it. And then
got the Arrows going too.
I'm not sure if we're the third priority or the second. It just depends who you ask me.
Either way, we're on their list, and that's pretty great. Hemrick's going to be back in shotgun here. He's got time. He's got a guy. It was at Wenches. He just missed Wenches through a little too far out in front of him. He's going to bring up 2nd and 10. The Arrows, I hope I'm not jinxing anything. I've been known to do that. But the Arrows have not played behind the sticks yet.
Yeah, I feel like I just shouldn't comment on it to double jinx them, but they've been ahead of the sticks all night, even when it was 3rd and 6, 3rd and 7 on that last long completion. Yeah. They're not putting themselves in such terrible positions early.
That's been a problem this year. I mean, how many 2nd and 15, 2nd and 20s, 3rd and 25s have we seen? And thus far, we just haven't seen it, which is good.
No, I'll jinx it and say we haven't seen any penalties yet for the Arrows either, right?
Careful. Single back here is going to be Wenches. And there's the announcer jinx.
Yeah.
That is 100% your fault.
At least I said penalty. When I get right on this play, it'll be my fault.
Oh, scratch that one from the record book. Well, looks like they're gonna. Is that 3rd and 10? Did we get back to the line?
No.
Got back to the line? Yeah, got back to the line. We're good. No announcers jinx. Scoreboard? Nope, there it is.
3rd and 13.
Woof. Big woof.
They look like a few yards behind that marker.
That's my fault. All right, 3rd and 13 here.
Let's see our big target, Mitch Olson, get in the corner of that end zone.
Keep an eye on Wenches here at the bottom of the screen, too. Himrich's looking that way. He's going to go over the middle, right into the dirt to Wenches.
Well, we'll see how that extra point / field goal team looks now.
4th and 5, Tyson?
Himrich's pass complete to number 22, Spencer Wenches.
4th and 6 or 7, I'd say somewhere in there. Looks like the Arrows are they're thinking about going for it here.
Brings up 4th down and a long 5.
Briggs is bringing that play in.
Yeah, it's going to be, it's 4th and 5. Yeah, and you're right, Briggs is bringing the play in.
Need an extra receiver on the field. They're going to take Decker off.
Decker's going to come off. 4th and 6, call it.
You know, it's that same thing. If they come out in a man set, you like to see a corner route here. I would just see what we get for
Pickin, Briggs, and Olsen to Himrich's right.
That took quite a while to get that play call, and they had to be running out of time.
Yeah, it's going to be the Arrows' second timeout. We'll stay here.
Watertown.
What are you looking for here on 4th and 6, Tyson?
They were going to be in man defense there. You know, if it's me, you look for some type of rub or crossing route just to slide somebody up and around in that back corner or through the seam. I thought they may consider sending out that field goal unit, but they're going to go for it here. Worst case scenario, you give Aberdeen Central a long field to work with. But yeah, keep an eye on Briggs. He's been big on a lot of those crossing routes.
We got Sioux Falls, Washington right now over T in the 3rd quarter, 14-7. Live look in there.
So Briggs is off the field. Hansen's off the field. You got Schulte, Olsen. Gosh, keep an eye on our dark horse, Mr. Peterson.
You got Pickin and Olsen here to the right.
Yeah, now
and Malik Decker is the lone back. Wenches is up there in the tight end position to the left. Himrich's looking that way. He doesn't have anything. Go ahead and run it. Go ahead and run it, young man. Ooh, took a big hit there, and I think he's going to be just a little bit short.
He didn't quite get there.
Yeah, big hit by number 20 for Aberdeen. Right? Was that number 20?
I didn't see. I was looking at the spot more.
I think that was Evan Schimmiller.
A great stand by the Aberdeen Central defense. Here comes that replay. We'll see who made that tackle.
Yeah, he comes up right there and makes a big hit.
Was the big man
on Himrich? No. 68 had him, but then the big hit came from.
Right.
I'd like to see maybe if Himrich could have made that decision just a little earlier, but great job by Aberdeen's defense.
Yeah, that linebacker might have cut him short early or anyway, but yeah, great stand by Aberdeen Central. Now you see what they're made of on offense.
See if they can answer back here with 1 to the left, 2 split out, 1 wide, and there's that screen. Long throw, though. Long throw. You know what? If they're going to throw across the field like that, there wasn't a whole lot of zip on that ball. Briggs, how much of a gambler is he?
Yeah, that's dangerous. That was just your basic hitch route. So you go get up right and on the corner's lap and then turn around. If Briggs is playing on the front of his feet, that's a pick 6. So that ball's got to be out of the quarterback's hand before he's even broke.
The other part of that is if Briggs is going to try to jump in front and make the play, he better make the play, because if not, there's nobody over there. There's nobody over there.
It's going to be a house call one way or another if that ball is caught.
Yeah, I mean, that is Briggs Island there. Everybody's going to be in shotgun here. They're going to hand off and try to get some room on the ground, and they're just going to get swallowed up by Micah Hawk.
I thought he came flying in there. Looked like he literally came flying his big old wingspan.
You know what? I mean, Micah just keeps getting better and better and better.
Yeah, only year 2 of playing football, right?
Yep.
Year 2 on the play. It'll be 3rd down.
Garrett Priest. Good old Garrett Priest. Go Arrows. Watching from Florida. Can't believe last game in the stadium, but happy they get to play in the new place on turf. I miss being an Arrow. Garrett, you're still an Arrow. Come on, man. District championship for us tomorrow night. Good luck down there, sir. Miss you, and glad to hear you're safe and missed out on the hurricane. It's going to bring up a 3rd and 8 with 1:40 left here in the first quarter. A roll to his. Oh! Almost had a pick by Schulte. Almost had a pick by Schulte. Great defensive stand by the Arrows. Stops the clock, too, so 1.5 left here in the first quarter. They're going to punt, and it should have great field position. Darren Sproul's back to return.
I just like watching him go after that ball.
Kid's fearless.
Yep, he is.
Kid is absolutely fearless.
Wrestler. That's a wrestler for you.
Yeah, and to be fair, he does have a name. It's Brody Randall. He's not Darren Sproles, but
he's the wrestler.
But good gravy. He looks. He looks the part. He does. He really does. Punt is off, and it looks like they're going to kick away from him, hoping to get a bounce. Get out of the way there, guys. Get out of the way. Could be great field position for the Arrows. They take over at about the 40-yard line, call it the 41-yard line. We'll take this opportunity to get caught up on some of the chat. Arrows fan says, I don't mean to be critical, but they should zoom out far enough to see all the players on the field. So we appreciate that. We've got kids that are running the cameras, and so they're definitely doing their best. All the camera work is done by high school kids and younger. So we'll continue to try to improve and bring you some great Arrow action. And then the beautiful Angie Hansen says, "Go Arrows."
Go Arrows is right.
You know Angie.
Yep.
She does a good job at Dakota Land as an MSR.
Job.
Yep. Go see her. She'll help you open up an account. All right, Arrows are going to take over here. 1st and 10 at the 41. More traditional here as they hand off to Wenches, and the defense here is really focusing in on that run. Arrows kind of having a little hard time moving the ball on the ground now, Tyson.
Just like I said, with the Arrows defense not allowing much out the middle, Aberdeen Central's interior defensive line hasn't given up anything. Going to have to run a different spot because you're not going up the middle tonight.
It's going to bring up a 2nd and 9. Arrows are going to stay in front of the sticks as you're going to see Himrick come off the field. Joining him on the sidelines there is number 27. That's Corbin Hansen. Called his name a couple times tonight.
We'll see.
You got Wenches in at quarterback. Decker to his right. I can't tell who's to his left.
Is it 32? That's Tyson Miller.
Yeah, and there's Tyson Miller. We talked about him earlier. Stand your feet, stand your feet. Good balance by that young man. Running behind Olsen there. He's good. Tyson Miller, number 32, he's a freshman. That's a big freshman.
Yeah, good balance, too.
Yeah, really good balance.
I would wipe down, that's for sure.
I think we'll see more of him as Wenches comes off the field. Hunter Peterson comes off the field. Arrows are going to try to stretch the field here. I got 5 seconds here. That might take us to the end of the first quarter.
Yeah.
And it will. So at the end of the first quarter, the game is tied, knotted up at 7 each. We'll take a timeout here, brought to you by DFS Insurance. We'll be on the other side of
the end of the first quarter.
That's the end of the first quarter.
The Watertown Arrows knotted up with the Golden Eagles at 7-all. Another player memory is from Josh Hansen.
I'm Trent Herrick, and you're watching Arrow Football on Arrow TV.
I'm Alan.
I'm Hunter Nord. Would you rather be a genius, know everything, or have superhuman strength?
Superhuman strength, obviously. I can't, bro. Would you rather spend a week exploring a busy city or relaxing on a quiet beach?
Relaxing on a quiet beach. Do fish get thirsty?
I don't know. They live in water, so probably not. Your life is a video game. What cheat card are you using first?
The Golden Eagle 39-yard line.
All right, 3rd and 8 here to start the second quarter. See if the Arrows can pick up this first down. Wenches is walking around right here in front of us. See what they're looking to. Uh-oh, that was dangerous. Great anticipation there and break by Aberdeen Central's number 24, and that's Cordell Rychek.
Yeah, that had bad news written all over it.
It really did. That was scary.
If he was a half a step quicker.
And, we just talked about that on the other side. So
if Briggs catches that ball, he has a ton of room to run there. His blocks were kind of set up outside of that.
Arrows aren't able to take advantage of the field position. They're going to have to come out and punt. Take off 8 seconds of the second quarter. Game remains knotted at 7. We'll see if the Arrows defense can hold. May have got a. Oh, that's a fake! And man got away with it.
Caden Decker.
The pass is completed to Caden Decker. I thought Decker moved early. I thought Decker moved very early.
I think he was excited to get out on that route. I think he did take it. And I was looking for a flag. I didn't even notice he was.
Yeah, I mean, I said it as I was saying it right away. I thought that he moved early, but fortunately,
here we go.
He did not. What do we know?
Yeah, he's there.
Who threw the ball? I missed it. I got it. Yeah, but he was off the field. I got all excited there. That was not Wenches, correct? Can we see?
Oh, look at the passing yard for the Arrows. Talon Jurgens, number 8.
Okay, Talon Jurgens, I believe.
Talon with a 26-yard pass. I'm guessing that's his first completion of the season. So.
All right, well, Wenches is back in here at quarterback in the Wildcat, and he's going to run up the middle. So another wrinkle from the Arrows, and they said, the coaches did tell me that the playbook is wide open tonight.
Special teams is firing so far tonight.
All right, let's see if we can get it. Special plays, special players, special teams.
Took us a week.
Got it.
Better late than never.
How about that? Bessie Marie says, I have such fond memories marching on that field for homecoming. It was so much I'm going to miss it. Well, we appreciate you watching, and thanks for marching. I like that. All right, it's going to bring up a 2nd and 8. Hemrick back in at quarterback. Briggs in motion. Hemrick's going to stay there. He's got Olsen right over the middle there. Is that going to be enough for a first down, Tyson? I'm fat.
He's about 5 yards short still.
How about that? See, my boosters need to be.
That's all right.
They need to be boosted.
That's why we're both here.
Appreciate that. So that's going to bring up a 3rd and 5.
It'll be 3rd down and 4.
If you don't get a first down here, which I'm sure they're going to get a first down, Sam.
Dennis Mendenhall, number 40, class of 82. Get well grandson, number 25, Marcus Fossum.
Can't wait to have him back in a week.
Yeah, can't wait to have him back for sure. Appreciate you watching, Dennis.
Don't get it here. Does Coach consider a field goal then?
I don't know. Let's just hope that they get it. Hemrick's going to drop back. He's got Olsen on a slant, wide open for a tutty. Big old pancake block there. From, who was that from, Micah?
He was dumping syrup on him.
Woo! Micah just put that young man on his back.
Great slant route here by Mitch Olsen.
I'd like to dial that one up for later. You look at left guard there, Micah Hawk, stands his ground, puts him on his back.
Yeah, you can see that one.
Yeah.
You're taught as an offensive lineman when the defender leaves his feet, that's when you got to put your hands in his chest and just put your legs forward. And Mike Hawks ends up in a pretty good position there.
Kicking the extra point for the Arrows is number 8.
That's upright.
Yeah, got the doink. Not the double doink.
No,
the single doink. That was Talon Jurgens.
He gets a pass there because he completed a 26-yard pass. So
absolutely, we can give him one. But that being said, the kicking woes continue.
They linger on indeed.
That's definitely going to be something that the special teams are going to want to figure out before we start getting into next week. All right,
Big Micah Hawk.
We got the touchdown here, so you're going to see right here, Big Micah Hawk. He's going to do what they call in the business a pancake.
Yeah.
He's going to put him down. But look at Hemrick. If we can stop right there. Good job there. If we want, yep, stop right there. Hemrick's got a clean pocket right there. Delivers a good ball. Olsen's got good separation right there from the defender. Clean, easy catch and pass.
Easy. Beautiful.
Yeah, I mean, that's a really good job. If we go back a little bit to that pocket, maybe after the kick here, Hemrick does a good job of staying in the pocket and delivering a strike.
Putting the ball right in the money.
With confidence.
Yeah. Mitch ran a great route. It's a great throw and catch. Get the Arrows, get the lead back.
Yeah. So the Arrows are going to take a 13-7 lead. 9 minutes, 47 seconds left of the second quarter. Kick is off and underway. And we're going to let it go for a touchback. So
the Golden Eagles will take over on their own 20.
Eagles will take over on the 20. I think we've got that pocket. We've got that replay here. So take a look at Hemrick right here. But look at this pocket right here by the offensive lineman there. Look at that by the offensive lineman. So Hemrick's going to stay here. He's going to stay in the pocket. And we can freeze right there. If we can freeze right here. Look at the time that he's got and the room that he's got to throw here with the offensive linemen doing their job and allowing Himrick to step up and make a great throw.
Beautiful throw and catch.
All right, and we are back to live action here as Aberdeen's going to take over, trailing 6 with 9:47 left in the second quarter. Been an exciting game thus far. There's that screen that we talked about, and you talked about all game.
That's the way to defend it.
And on the tackle is
shooting it out right away.
All-State Jalen Schulte.
For the Arrows, number 4, Jeremiah Schulte.
Patty Anderson said, "That's a wrestler for you. Go, Micah." Yeah, turns out he's a pretty good wrestler.
He is a very good wrestler.
Yeah, not bad. Not bad.
Athletically, I think there's not many things he's not quite good at.
And we talked about playing behind the sticks, and this is the first time that, to my recollection, that Aberdeen's playing behind the sticks here as they bring up a 2nd and 12.
See, now if you were to run that bubble screen, if you were Aberdeen Central out here, you got just the 2 guys at Hansen.
We're looking to go a little deeper this time, a pump fake, and had a guy. That was number 22 for the Eagles.
We got a flag in the backfield. I don't know if
Really
the quarterback got hit late. Oh, it's a hold against the offensive line.
Out to the
3rd and 12 or 2nd and 22? What's your poison, Tyson?
number 22, Spencer.
I would decline it.
Knocking him out.
I always like to decline those penalties. I'm in the minority on that, though.
Holding. Offense, number 65. Half the distance.
Oh.
Still second down.
Half the distance is worse, then I definitely. I said I'm in the minority on those things, though.
I would think I would agree with you. So instead of 3rd or 2nd and 22, you got half the distance. So you're 2nd and 12 with the holding penalty.
They were on the 20, to be fair, so I guess it's still a 10-yard penalty.
Yeah. Were they on the 20? They're not on the 10 right now, are they?
They're on the 9. So they must be on the 18.
I mean, I like the 3rd and 12 personally.
Yeah.
Stopping one play. 2nd and 21. Well, I mean, that's why we're up here and they're down.
Exactly.
What do we know? So 2nd and 21 after the penalty. 9 minutes left in the second quarter here. Aberdeen's going to drop back and pass. He's got time.
Uh-oh.
And there's Schulte with the pick right in the middle of the field. I think the ball got tipped there, and I think we're going to get a late hit on Aberdeen. I think Wenches took one in the mouth. And I think we're going to get more tacked onto this after the interception.
Half distance from the 8-yard line.
Yeah, I believe the interception is going to hold. Great job by Schulte, but I think there was a late hit. I think somebody popped Wenches right in the mouth. And so I think we're going to get a late hitter on unsportsmanlike conduct on Aberdeen on this one.
Little frustration coming out there at the end, but a huge play by Jeremiah Schulte.
All-State Jeremiah
All-State, Mr. All-State,
Mr.
Jeremiah
All-State. Not to be confused with Mr. Unlimited.
After the interception, personal foul. Defense, Aberdeen, number 65.
Yeah.
It'll be half the distance to the goal. First on Watertown.
So now Watertown, the last several games, has had some problems with some late penalties of their own, and so kudos to Wenches for just getting up and going the other way.
Yeah, that's the only thing you do is just kind of smile as you go back to your end. Take that 15-yard penalty with you. But said if you're Coach Hodorf, what you wanted was the Arrows to play their best all-around game. So far, this has been a very complete game for the Arrows. Not a lot of mistakes. No turnovers, no bad penalties for them, and Winch is about to punch it in right here.
And it's going to be short. It's going to be a little bit short.
22, Spencer Winch is on a wildcat.
Justin Wilkins says, watching from Mississippi.
Man, more SEC.
So we got Mississippi. We need Tennessee. We need the Carolinas.
We need a few of those, yeah.
We'll be in good shape. Appreciate you watching, Justin. And then Sherry Peterson watching from Fergus Falls, Minnesota. Go Aberdeen Central. So she's in
awesome.
Fergus Falls, Minnesota, cheering on Aberdeen Central. We appreciate you joining us. It'll be 2nd and goal from the 1.
Wenches is going to keep punching it forward.
Yeah, and we're just going to see Wenches a few more times. This time he's going to walk in for 6 more as the Arrows are going to take a 19-7 lead. We talk about, I think you definitely go for 2 here. But we talk about it a lot. What is the only thing that's better than a turnover?
Scoring off it.
Points off of turnovers.
And that offensive line, Sam, just follow them all night, just punch it right behind those big 5 boys.
You know what? If you're the Arrows offensive line, like you got to feel good.
It just, you know when there's a yard to get. 99 out of 100 times, they're getting it every time.
Yeah, it looks like the Arrows are going to go for 2 here. 8:06 left in the second quarter. Arrows have a 19-7 lead off of the interception from All-State, Jeremiah Schulte.
Let's see what we get here on this 2-point conversion.
I'm curious to see what the offense has been fun.
Yeah, we got Hemrick. Yep, Hemrick's back in there. Got trips down to the bottom with Winches beside him.
Winches to Hemrick's left. Olsen's going to go and
throw it to him.
Yep, he's got him right there. Yep. Oh, but he splits the defenders and goes with Briggs.
He said, I'll do the hard one.
Yeah, absolutely. He had Olsen, too.
He did. Great throw right on the money. Great catch by Briggs. Hemrick spreading the love around tonight.
Hey, 21-7 Arrows with 8 minutes left in the second quarter. We are going to stay here because why not, right? I mean, there's a lot to talk about. So J.A. Dahl, Ja Dahl, says watching from Baltimore. Man, watching from Baltimore. Cheering on number 64, Andrew Dahl. Let's go Arrows. We appreciate you watching, Mr. Dahl, and the Orioles aren't bad.
We just got quite the crowd watching tonight.
Carter Remmers, the great Carter Remmers, watching from Brookings. Glad to be watching the better purple and gold football team tonight. Woof.
Taking some shots.
Shout out the Vikings there.
Luckily, none of those Vikings fans are listening tonight, so nobody's gonna.
You know what? Carter Remmers is a big part of Arrow TV. Yes. That kid is talented, and I do believe that if Carter really wanted to, and I could be wrong here, but he might be standing on a sideline somewhere on Sundays.
Yeah.
A few years down the road.
Hopefully we get him back here in the next 2 weeks for these next 2 playoff games.
Yeah, the Remmers twins are awfully talented, but apple doesn't fall far from the tree.
No, not at all.
21-7 Arrows with 8 minutes left in the first half. And Arrows got command of this game right now, Tyson.
Yeah, this is exactly what Coach Hordoff wanted to see through a quarter and a half.
Aberdeen's going to take it, get the ball up to the 20, and then get stuck by number 32 for your Arrows.
Tyson Miller.
But Tyson Miller, we've called his name now a couple times. I want to remind everybody to stick around for halftime. Don't go anywhere at halftime. We got a cool halftime show, and then we'll come back and we'll interview Big Red, Roger Merriam.
We're going to do that first, Sam, before you go down, or?
Nope, I'm going to go down. We'll do our halftime festivities, and then we'll come back and we'll have Roger in the booth after that. Kimberly Byram says, let's go Eagles with the blue and gold hearts. Appreciate you watching.
Golden Eagles, Sam. Golden Eagles.
She just said, let's go Eagles.
Golden Eagles.
She just said Eagles. She could be an Eagles fan.
I got her back.
Of the Philadelphia variety. I don't know. Maybe.
There's only one in this building tonight.
Somebody from my family should be here. All right, Aberdeen's going to see if they can answer back to that screen. This time it connects, and he's got some room. Kind of ran over Pitkin there, and he gets it all the way down to about the 30-yard line.
We've talked about it. Joey Delman, he is a big boy. Big boy. Yeah, for a sophomore, he's just a big boy altogether.
Yeah, 6'1", 220 pounds. He also kicks.
Very athletic. Good feet.
Wrong feet.
14, he's got good feet.
Wrong foot.
He does use the wrong one predominantly, though. He'll be fun to watch next couple of years.
Jim Ellingson, class of 78, watching from Highlands Ranch, Colorado. Appreciate you watching, Jim. It's going to bring up a 2nd and 3 here with just about 7 minutes left as Aberdeen's going to send a guy in motion. Going it's picked off! That is picked off, intercepted by the Arrows number 54. Luca Lesson with the pick 6.
What great hands.
Luca! Good gravy!
That was a great catch.
There is not a soul in this building outside of Luca that thought that the defensive end was going to sniff it out and take it to the house.
We've almost seen 3-4 of those pick 6 on those quick passes, those bubble screens. And of all guys, our defensive end, Luca, takes one to the house.
Luca Lesson, the defensive end. Remember last week or 2 weeks ago, he started at left tackle. He started at left tackle for Nash one game.
I thought that was on defense, defensive end.
No, he was he a defense? You're right. I think you're right. Yep,
He's putting his stamp on that position.
Wow.
There we go. PAT is good.
And not only was that PAT good, that PAT was good. That thing was hit hard.
We got Talon back in the right state of mind after he's throwing all those passes. He's got to put those extra points through. He's back.
Hey, Luca Lesson, number 54, 6'2", 245-pound junior. with the pick six. And we talked about it. What's the best thing from a turnover? Points off a turnover.
The scoring on that turnover is pretty cool, and that was a special play for that man. He'll remember that all year.
Yeah,
he might not get touched the ball too often, Sam.
I just think that, that takes a special player to do something like that. He's a defensive end.
We don't be telling coach, hey, you need somebody at fullback? Like, I can take a few fullback dives here. Like, don't forget about me now, coach.
Let's see. Henry Aberley says, let's go. Appreciate you watching. The beautiful Audrey Mooney says, go Birds. LOL. She's talking about the Eagles. So appreciate Audrey watching. Henry is definitely rooting for the Golden Eagles, so appreciate you watching. And Caden Mooney all the way in Philadelphia, Pennsylvania says that interception was amazing. Yes, it was, Caden. Jason Ty, Joey Dahlman is a junior, not a sophomore. FYI, go Eagles. Appreciate you letting us know that. He
said Joey's a junior?
Yeah, he said that Joey Dahlman's a junior, not a sophomore.
He got that in the program wrong. Well, I know he's 220. They got that right. He's a strong boy.
In the program, they do have him listed as a sophomore.
And Dowen, 21, Colby Dowen, he's a senior. So I wonder if, it's a Dowen and a Dahlman, but it says sophomore, senior. He's probably right, though. Maybe he is a junior.
Yeah, I would think that he's probably got a better idea than we do. We're just going based off what the book says. Matthew Blaze says, let's go Arrows. Appreciate you watching. So 28-7 Arrows. 7 minutes and 1 second left here in the first half. Aberdeen's going to take over, and now if you're Coach Fox, offensive coordinator, are you getting away from the run? You haven't been able to run. You got to pass, and you got to go downfield a little bit, don't you?
I think the quick game's still going to have to be there for you. It's just that was a really bad break on that last one.
Aberdeen's going to take over here, and they are going to try to run. Good cut up field there by the halfback for the Golden Eagles. That's Ridley or Ridley Waldo.
He's going to carry out to the 24, gain of 4.
I looked on the South Dakota score feed app, Sam.
Yeah.
And that does have Joey Dahlman listed as a junior. So must have got put in the program wrong. I'm happy that we don't have to deal with him for one more year.
Yeah. Can we make him a senior? Because
I think we just left out that one more than anybody from Aberdeen.
I would say so. 28-7, 6 minutes left here in the the first half, second quarter. Aberdeen's going to be under center here. They're going to stick with that sweep here to Waldo, and he's going to be swallowed up from behind.
It's the right idea,
Jaden Lambert on the tackle there, Tyson?
I didn't see that one. I was just watching one of the Arrows coming off the Aberdeen Central sideline with his jersey on. 31. He had a pretty good block on him there, Braden Kleinsaucer. But I mean, if you're Aberdeen Central's offense, you're not having a lot of success up the middle. Even that toss game, I mean, it's just tough sledding here tonight for those guys.
Yep. It's going to bring up a 3rd and 6 here for Aberdeen, and more in a traditional I formation. They can do a nice play action here, roll out. He's got 2 guys in his face. Thought maybe Pitkin had a chance for an interception there himself, but the ball was a little thrown too far out there. It's going to stop the clock. 5.5 minutes left. 28-7. If you're the Arrows, you could draw up a better first half.
I think that was probably Hodorf's message at the start of the game, is we want to play our most complete game of the year, Sam. Arrows have answered that, hoping to put 7 more on before the end of this quarter.
Bethany Sievertson's at home watching Go Arrows. Great employee at Dakota Land Federal Credit Union. And then Patty Anderson says that Ridley Waldo is also a great wrestler who also beats diabetes to a pulp. So, I mean, pretty impressive by the kid. If we get a fake here, he's got some room. He's got some guys in front of him. And he does have a first down. And great play there on the fake punt.
I don't know if that was a fake. Maybe we'll see that again. I think he just decided he had to take off.
It's Colby Darwin. Maybe we can get a replay of that. I was too busy reading the chat and trying to give Ridley Waldo some love. I looked up and all of a sudden we had a fake.
He's taken off. Yeah, I thought he was going to punt that. And then I think he thought he was going to get blocked, so he took off with it.
But you know what?
A good move.
You're down 28-7, take a shot, right? And that's what they did, and succeeded. And sometimes you gotta roll the dice a little bit.
If that was called, it was a heck of a play call.
Either way, it'll be 1st and 10 for Aberdeen Central here as they'll continue to try to get the ball down the field as they're going to go back to that sweep and go out wide. The Arrows are going to stretch it wide, and it's going to be a loss of 3 or 4 there.
Great play by Caden Decker, stretching that out even more and end up making the tackle.
Is that Ketwig on the tackle?
It was Decker.
It was Decker.
A lot of Arrows around the ball though tonight. They're playing fast, they're playing hard.
Yeah, it's fun to see that the Arrows are putting one together. We haven't had a whole lot of big games like this at home.
Yeah, like Aberdeen Central's, that first drive they had was just awesome by them. They put together a fantastic drive. You got to tip your hat to them. Since then, the Arrows defense has been really good.
2nd and 13 here for Aberdeen. Ball gets out quickly and just jumped the route there. Was number 31, Kleinsaucer.
Just about had Watertown's 2nd pick of the night.
Watertown's they look tough today.
They look faster than usual. I think the message got through that even though this whole night, this goodbye, so to speak, may be a distraction for the fans, for us, for everybody in town, has not been a distraction for the players thus far tonight.
Yeah, I mean, like I said, it's got like kind of a homecoming type feel. Players are used to that, and but at the same token, I mean, they understand the importance of this game, not just by saying goodbye to the stadium, but playoff seeding. You get that number 2 seed, the road to the Dome is through Watertown, and that's where you want to be. Jaden Lambert right in his face, and he got another interception for the Arrows. This time it's going to be number 5.
That's actually our 3rd pick of the night, Cooper Ketwig.
Yeah, that's Cooper Ketwig with the pick, but that pick was caused by number 65, Jaden Lambert.
Yeah, Lambert was in the backfield, made him throw off his back foot, and Ketwig stepped up and took it off. Let's see the replay here.
Replay here brought to you by DFS Insurance, and you'll see Jaden Lambert come off a block and get right in the face of the quarterback, and great play by Cooper Ketwig.
Great catch.
Just jump in front of it and get the interception.
Yeah, Schulte, Lesson, and now Ketwig. 3 picks tonight for the Arrows defense, all in the first half.
Yeah, I mean, if you're the Arrows, you couldn't have scripted a better first half. Put one in the end zone here, this time with Pitkin at quarterback and Wenches to his left. Snap kind of got away from Pitkin. He does a good job of corralling it, and not only does a good job of corralling it, but spins his way for Arrows' first down.
That run's going to kill his average. He was averaging 52 yards a carry.
Yeah.
What do you have there?
12 yards.
So he's only averaging 10. He's only averaging 31 yards a carry now.
Pitkin making a play here for the Dakota Land Player of the Game.
He's fun to watch back there.
He really is.
He is shifty.
He is definitely fun to watch, and I like the creativity of the Arrows offense tonight.
Yeah, we haven't seen as much Decker back there. He's got usually a little bit of the shifty to him, but
Pitkin's going to stay in here at halfback with Wenches to his
quarterback.
Right, or excuse me, at quarterback with Wenches to his right. They're going to run it again. And he hits the L1 button, hits the R1 button, hits the circle button, and he winds up with another first down. Jukes to the left, jukes to the right. He spins in the middle.
With his legs, he's been fun to watch back there at the quarterback spot tonight.
A very patient runner.
It started off with him not knowing who to hand the ball off to and then scoring, and it's transitioned to a bunch of good runs.
Very, very patient runner. Winches is going to bring the play in here. It's going to be 1st and goal at the 9 with just under 3.5 minutes to go in the second half as the Arrows have a commanding 28-7 lead.
I'm going to see him throw the ball. You got everybody knowing he's going to run it. Let's see if he can throw the ball a little bit, Sam. Not on this play.
He's going to run to the left.
If it ain't broke, don't fix it.
And he's going to pick up a few more. Great blocking by that Arrows offensive line up front. Arrows have rushing of 18, 2, 14, -4, 1, 2, 3, 1. A rushing attempt of 4. Pickens got attempts of 52, 10, 11, and 5.
Efficient night running the ball.
Good gravy. They are just mauling right now.
Hey, I think Coach heard me. We got Luca Lesson in there now. He said, Coach, I told you I have good hands. They're going to put him in there and give him a shot. And he's at fullback, Sam. I think they heard me up here.
Wow. Tyson's been at practice.
Oh, it's Wildcat.
Yeah, it's Wenches. Wenches is going to go right up the middle. And waiting for his signal, and looks like he's going to be short. It's going to be short.
I'm glad he's short. He's trying to steal Luca Lesson's second touchdown of the night.
Man, the Dakota Land player of the game.
Yeah, we got a battle for it so far. If I was Luca right now, I'm stepping right behind that center in that wildcat formation and taking that snap.
First and goal at the 1.
Injury timeout.
Looks like we got somebody down for the Arrows. We'll take this opportunity to take a timeout. Timeout brought to you by DFS Insurance.
Spencer Wenches, and you're watching Arrow Football on Arrow TV.
All right, coming off the field for the Arrows was Micah Hawk. He was able to come off on his own accord. Seems to be okay.
Yeah, he walked off fine. He's laughing with his brothers now. I think he's going to be good. He'll be back out there.
Speaking of back out there is number 12, Trayton Hemrick. Traditional quarterback, but looks like they need a guy. So running onto the field for the Arrows is number 77. That's Caleb Thornton, 6'2", 280 pounds.
Winches? Yep.
Winches is going to go. Yeah, and he's going to get it.
Yeah, he's in easy.
Yeah, I got to tell you, the offense has been super impressive tonight.
Both sides of the ball rolling so far. We'll see if what they got on special teams here. We got Talon coming back in for the extra point.
So it's going to be 34-7 Arrows. Hodorf and the rest of the coaches are down on the field, and they're kind of enjoying themselves.
Get one more guy out there. Yeah, it's kind of gone as scripted so far here tonight.
Yeah, for sure. 34-7 is the Arrows. Talon Jurgens here is going to try to punch in the extra point to make it 35-7.
Ooh, that's gonna, man. One guy came through super clean.
Was that Hemrick on the hold? Yeah, that was Hemrick on the hold. Hemrick did a good job of corralling that snap. The snap was a little low. He did a good job of corralling it, getting it clean, and
another memory of this one's from the class of
T upsets Sioux Falls, Washington, 15-14. Now, Sioux Falls, Washington is a AAA school, but I think they've only got 2 wins this season. That's a win over a AAA school, and if you're T, you got to feel pretty good about that.
I wonder if, I can't think of his name all of a sudden, number 11 was back. It'll come to your shoulder. He injured his shoulder a couple weeks ago against Arrows.
Yep.
It's no secret he is their best player. And if he was back tonight, that win doesn't surprise me at all.
Yeah, Sioux Falls, Washington, I want to say was a 2-win team in AAA. But we all remember the homecoming game from last year when the Arrows beat Sioux Falls, Washington at home, and Sparts, Owen Sparts had that fantastic interception to seal it. Fun to watch.
Sam Wardle was his name, but yeah. That's probably my favorite memory from the stadium so far, Sam.
Yeah, the Sparts with the spark at the end there.
Sparks pick six was awesome.
Yeah, that win against Sioux Falls, Washington was pretty special. Kind of a line drive kick there. Some tough hitting going down there. You can hear those pads cracking from up here, Tyson.
Yeah, good return, too. One guy took out 2 different Arrows defenders there.
Making the initial stop, Jeremiah Schulte, number 4 for the Watertown.
Live looking at Yankton and Mitchell. Yankton doing kind of what everybody thought, 49-6 with 2 minutes left in the second quarter. So unless something absolutely crazy happens, Yankton's going to lock up the number 1 seed in the South Dakota AA playoffs.
It'd be really fun to play them in 3 weeks, Sam. I can get ahead of myself because I'm just an announcer.
Right. Yeah, it'd be fun to see him in the Dome, and I'm sure they wouldn't mind seeing Watertown again. Arrows took care of business 28-14, second game of the season, I believe. Aberdeen's got time to pass here. They're going to go deep down the left sideline here. right sideline, excuse me. And ball's going to be incomplete. Cole Hansen on the coverage.
If that's what it's, if that's kind of what it's come to now with some of those jump ball passes. Watertown's been very good in their secondary and those deep passes all year. Aberdeen Central's just looking for any answers right now to get something moving.
Yeah, if you're Aberdeen, I think you kind of, Coach Fox, the offense coordinator, may have to get away from what he would normally like to do, and you got to find a way to move the sticks.
Yeah, I want to see what this junior quarterback's got here. You might get into the drop back passing game more than you want overall. But let's see him open it up and see what they got there.
It's going to be 2nd and 10 here with just over 90 seconds left. He's going to roll to his left. Nice. He's got a guy wide open over the middle. And be brought down by Schulte and Decker.
Colby Dowling with the catch there. 9-yard gain, making it 3rd and 1.
Initial stop, number 9, Caden Decker.
So we do want to remind people not to go anywhere at halftime. We do have some halftime activities planned here, both on the field and in the booth. 3rd and 1, they're going to pass, going deep down the sideline. He's going to overthrow his intended receiver, is number 5, Carson Borge.
That kind of tells you they're going for it, Sam. They're taking that shot on 3rd down because at the very least they're going to run it again.
Sturgis and Spearfish tied at 3 here. We get a live look in, and do we get if that was Sturgis interception? That would have been a great live look in there. Speaking of alumni, just saw Caden Beauchamp here in front of us. Graduated last year, and now is in Madison playing college football there.
I hope he's liking it down there, Sam.
I think he is. I think he is.
Player.
Yep, for sure. 4th and 1 here. They're going to stay on the field. They fumble the snap. And Wentz has just made an unbelievable play. I think they fumbled the snap, and then Wentz has just all of a sudden grabbed him and threw him back 2 yards.
Wasn't that Lambert?
No, it was 22, right? Wasn't that 22?
Decker and Lambert's one that just got up. Man, and they almost got it spotted closer than I ever thought it was going to. They're going to measure.
That's got to be short. Can we see a replay of that?
On the field.
Yeah, we got
for measurement.
While they do this. I don't know how he could have even
memory of this one from college quarterback class of 2009.
I feel like that.
Being able to sign my name in the
I feel like they were short.
next to my dad.
Unless he just got.
And being a 3rd generation Watertown.
I don't know. I thought he was short by quite a bit, I guess.
Yeah, I thought he was quite a bit short too. But I thought I looked up and I thought I saw 22.
You just kind of see him
just whipping the quarterback down to the ground. That's fair. I'm sure AA quarterbacks across the state see that too. Yeah, so the Arrows are going to take over with 1:07 left in the second quarter. Now, if you're the Arrows, you're up 28. Do you try to go up 35?
Yeah, you're not content in the first half of many football games. You got 3 timeouts. They'll be taking a shot here pretty quick.
Looks like Wenches is going to be in at quarterback here.
Hemrick's
Hemrick's there. Hemrick comes in.
Gosh, I never got to see that replay. I guess we'll have to check it out later.
Let's check it out at home. We'll find out. I'd like to thank Dakota News Now for joining us here for the closing of the last regular season game of the iconic Watertown Stadium, opened in September of 1941. Hemrick's going to drop back. He's going to step up into the pocket. Look out behind you. Ball's going to be dropped, knocked out, and he got it back for, he's going to get back to the original line of scrimmage. Good play there by Aberdeen.
They're going to hurry up, get on the ball here. We don't get to see him run their no-huddle offense very often. This is a good test for the Arrows as well.
Yeah, it is. We got Cole Hansen here.
Mitch is
on the Cole on the bottom there. Look out behind you again.
Now Watertown might take it to the half.
Yeah, I think Hemrick's a little frustrated there as he got tackled. He got sacked from behind and got dropped.
Yeah. Coach Hordorf just said we're not moving.
No.
Hemrick looked over at him and asked if he were going to get a play call, and he said no.
Yeah.
You're not getting one.
No. Yeah, I think Coach Hordorf is more than happy going into half at 35-7. Don't go anywhere. We've got a special halftime here. I'm going to turn it over to Tyson, and I'm going to head down to the field. But We've got a special halftime show, so don't go anywhere.
Try to snag me one of those retro Arrows Letterman's jackets while you're down there.
And numbers painting the walls and knowing that we are all part of an absolute best football tradition and program in the state.
I'm Micah Hawk, and I'm a senior. I play on the offensive line and defensive line.
I'm Malik Decker, I'm a senior, and I'm a running back. Would you always rather smell like garlic or a wet dog?
Ooh. Probably garlic.
Okay.
Would you rather have a unibrow or no eyebrows at all?
No eyebrows. No eyebrows?
No eyebrows?
Yeah, I don't know. It's hard. All right. If you could make a new ice cream flavor, what would it be?
Reese's Pieces, but they probably got that flavor.
They got a lot of ice cream flavors.
If you were famous, what would be your stage name?
Malik. It would be my name.
Just Malik?
Yeah, it would be Malik.
All right.
That's my name. All right. If you could be invisible for a day, what would you do?
Rob a bank. Oh yeah.
It's illegal.
What's the funniest insult you can come up with?
Funniest insult?
Yep.
Insult?
Yeah.
I don't know.
Come on, Malik.
See, this is what you're talking about, putting me on the spot.
Yes, sir.
We gotta keep it G-rated.
It doesn't matter. Come up with an insult.
You smell like wet dog.
As all the former Arrows, as you can see, gather in the middle of the football field. Sam Mooney's getting out in the crowd of them. He's got I think he's got a little speech lined up that has been prepared for him, and this is going to be a fun little event that we have planned, or that the Arrow faithful has planned. I even see a ton of players I recognize so far. And they are still trickling out onto the field. Sam is in the middle where he belongs with the microphone, so we'll let the rest of the players get out there as they still continue to come onto the field. Probably going to have maybe 200 former players by the time this is all said and done. By the time all these players get out there. As we zoom in on Sam, he's prepared to give his speech here. What a special moment for these Arrows. Some of these guys probably haven't seen each other in so many years. Got coaches out there. And Sam is right at the heart of it all. And we'll send it down to Sam. He'll be taking over on the mic here momentarily.
Jacobson, with assistance on the history from Roger Merriam of the Watertown Public Opinion, Steve Jerns of KXLG Radio, and Brandon Heim of the Watertown Current. Good evening, Arrow football fans, and thank you for coming to the last regular season game at the historic Watertown Stadium. Your loyalty and faithful attendance are appreciated. You have succeeded in carrying on a tradition that will never be forgotten. 83 years ago, Arrow football fans sat in these stands for the first time. Tonight, we will say our goodbyes and honor what has become a symbol of Arrow football. First, a little history. The WPA Stadium project was started in December of 1940 and completed in December of the following year. The original plaque commemorating the project is still attached to the wall inside the main entrance. The baseball end of the facility was still under construction when the Arrows first began play here, and the first Arrows football game was played on September 12, 1941. The Arrows defeated the Madison Bulldogs 27-0 that night. On October 10th of that same year, they lost their first homecoming game to Huron by a score of 12-6. For many years, the stadium was the premier football stadium in the state of South Dakota and was considered by opposing teams to be one of the toughest places to play in the state. The baseball infield on the west end was seen as an advantage to the home team, along with fans who often filled the 5,000 available seats. Over the years, our stadium became an iconic location for football in the great state of South Dakota. It remains as one of only 3 natural grass fields in South Dakota's AA and AAA classes. From the time of its opening, the Arrows have compiled an impressive 456, 330, and 10 record. Arrow teams has also won approximately 67% of their home games since 1967 and have posted a 21-13 record in home playoff games since the South Dakota High School football playoffs began way back in 1981. The stadium was renovated from 1988 to 1991 with repairs to the concrete located in the seating area, new metal seating, and lighting. Plans were made to renovate the interior of the building, and the remodeling was started on the west end, but the plans were abandoned before reaching the varsity football locker room. Improvements were proving to be extremely costly, and issues with water leaking into the building through expansion joints and drainage uses were never resolved in a satisfactory manner. On May 16, 2000, the stadium was certified to be included in the National Register of Historic Places, and in 2005, the current field house was constructed on the east end. It added restrooms, a concession stand, a training room, an office for coaches, and 2 locker rooms for varsity, sophomore, and freshman players. Now, Arrow players, coaches, and fans are looking forward to carrying old-age traditions from the stadium to the new athletic complex being built next to the Watertown High School Stadium. Included in the plans for the new facility is some kind of tribute to remind us of the old stadium. All Arrow football players, fans, and coaches have their own memories of the stadium. The Arrows have won multiple ESD conference titles. They finished as runners-up twice in AA state championships. They won the AA state championship in 1996 and in 2001. Yep, clap. 2 state titles is pretty good. The sights, sounds, and smells of this old place will never be forgotten. It may be remembered a little differently by different people, but all have memories that they can call their own. The stadium is Arrow football. The stadium is Arrow pride. Thousands of relationships were developed and nurtured here over those 83 years. Lessons about toughness, discipline, commitment, and sacrifice were taught and learned. Players learned to put the team before themselves, about brotherhood, and about taking care of one another. Coaches and players learned about each other from one another. Many of them remain in touch with each other even today. There were broken bones and many broken bones and broken hearts on the field. Tears were shed on this field. But above all, there was jubilation and laughter. Thousands of tremendous accomplishments and memories. And great times and even better people who soon won't be forgotten. Farewell, old friend. Rest easy.
As the former players make their way off the field and our Arrows and Aberdeen Central Golden Eagles make their way back onto the field, we await Sam coming back up to the booth, and joining us shortly after should be our guest, Roger Merriam. We are looking forward to hearing a couple stories from him in these last couple of minutes, finishing up halftime. There's no smarter man when it probably comes to Arrow football than him. Excited to hear what he's got to offer and what he's going to share with us. Let's go over some of these highlights here and recap this first half of action. Been largely controlled by the Arrows. They got the scoring started off early. That was a 2-point conversion there. That went to Nathan Briggs. That slant route again. Outside of that first drive by the Aberdeen Central Golden Eagles, this game really has been under control by the Arrows. They have 3 interceptions in this first half. Jeremiah Schulte came up with the first one, followed by Luca Lesson, who took that second interception into the end zone, and the third one by Cooper Ketwig. This game has been largely dominated by the Arrows. They look to continue that in the second half as Aberdeen Central now makes it back onto the sideline. And with the playoffs coming up next week here, we will see if the Arrows keep a lot of their starters in late into this third quarter, into this fourth quarter, or if they will look to get a few other people in there mixed up and save some legs for the game next week on Thursday. We know that it's Halloween. We hope to see you join in on us next week. We got Roger coming in here.
Can you use your headset?
Absolutely.
All right, folks.
We throw it all on the wax. It's no big deal.
We are in for a treat. Joining us in the booth right now is the legendary Roger Merriam. Roger, appreciate you joining us.
Face for radio, you put him on.
Hey, so listen, so here's Roger. Anybody that doesn't know Roger, you definitely don't live in Watertown. Roger's been at the Public Opinion for 40 years.
It'll be 40 years in December 17th.
December 17th, 40 years. I can't think of anybody who's seen more games at this stadium than you.
Yeah, counting baseball, definitely. The first 14 or 15 years, JT Fi covered the Arrows, basically.
Yep.
And I have been since 2000, basically, the one that has covered the Arrows. But definitely counting the baseball games in the summer, nobody's been out here that much.
So you have seen a lot of Arrows football. How does this team stack up maybe to the 96 team or the 2001 team?
It's interesting that you mentioned that, because I was Doug Schooley's on the chain gang, and he's the head coach of both. And I said, how do you think you guys in 2001 would do against this team? And he goes, I suppose you think you'd handle them. And he said, I think there's a lot of similarities, and that's exactly what I thought. You know, the pro game now is all about the quarterback, and sometimes you get teams that are good but don't have a quarterback, and then you get somebody else you don't think is good. Well, those Arrow teams that won state championships were teams, and this is a team here. You know, they have as much size as anybody in the state in their division. I think they should be number one. They beat Yankton handily. I'm rating them number one, and they don't depend on hiking it to the quarterback and letting him make every play, but there's a lot of similarities. I don't know if this team was as dominant defensively as the 2001 team, but definitely the key between them is they were both among the best teams in the state in their grades that they were playing that year. So
you've spent a lot of time here at the stadium. What's one of your maybe top one or two favorite memories for you in the stadium?
Well, there was a couple, you know, and Blake Holden put it down as the homecoming game. I think it was like 2013 or something, maybe a little later. There was a delay, I think lightning delay, and we started the game. We ended up having to come back on Monday and play again, and I believe it was against Lincoln. So it's the only game, I believe, at least that I've covered, that started one night and ended on a different night. And I think there was another game that year. We hung around till like midnight, you know, and had 2 or 3 rain delays before. I think they postponed it to the next night. So those
pretty
are
wild.
You know, Dale Hayden talked about, I think it was like 91, they had a playoff game against Spearfish, where they had to clean off all the field with the snow, and of course JT was covering that game, so I'm thinking that was about the year I was down in Hamlin, and it was a 6-0 game with Sioux Valley, where you couldn't see nothing but like the 30 and 40 yard line. So a lot of snow. That was it. It's been a long time since I've seen heavy rains where the field was undercover. Chris Jacobson talked about that his senior year, that it rained all day. They almost called the homecoming parade off. Yep. They played the game. The field was all right, except when they got down to the 20-yard line, then they moved down to the other end.
I know that you got to go back down to the field and cover, but are you looking forward to the new state or to the new field? And if so, what are you looking forward to about it the most?
Well, for me personally, I'm hoping that the light is better on the turf field, and the photos end up better. I was actually surprised to learn that we're one of 3 double and AAA schools that still don't have a turf field, but that's going to be part of it. I think too, for like the high school kids and stuff, the fact that they're just going to be able to walk across the street to practice and do stuff there, and it's kind of more all in that area. You know, I guess what's not going to be there now? I'm trying to think off the top of my head. Well, hockey is a club sport, but that's about the only thing. Right. Pretty much all the Arrow stuff is going to be right in that high school area, which I think will be a good thing.
That will be nice. I think Tyson had 1 or 2 questions for you. So Tyson, you got anything for Roger?
If you're going to ask him, I was just going to ask him what it was like covering the Matt Davids of the world, the Nathan Lambs. Those guys were coaches of mine.
So the question was, Tyson wants to know what it was like covering some of the Arrow greats, the Matt Davids and the Nathan Lambs of the world, and maybe the Jason Sutherlands of the world, going back a little further.
Yes, well, and I use Matt David almost every single year. I use it in my argument on the NFL because we had 3 Feldheim brothers, one at quarterback at SDSU, I think 2 of them did, and then Ry Lance, who's quarterback for the Canadian Football League, and Augie, and Josh Hansen. We had Ryan Berry, who coached, and our state champion quarterbacks are Matt Mahold and Matt David.
Yeah.
And what those guys were guys who don't screw it up. You know, you don't have to make every play.
Sure.
Don't mess it up.
Maybe like the Chad Penningtons of the world.
Yes, and that's why I always find myself cheering for the teams that just don't have a quarterback and what's nothing else, because, and this team is like that. Not that I'm saying we had a bad quarterback or Matt was a bad quarterback. He ended up playing at USF for a little bit too. So, sure. But it just was a team, very much a team. And, you know, Sutherland, I remember covering him more in basketball. JT, of course, was covering in there, but he was a phenomenal player. I remember that team in 2001, that was one of the first years that I really covered the Arrows. And, boy, they had Lucas Glazman was a running back, and Vance Newman as tight end that played for a while there. Then after that, you had Josh Hansen, Keith Newman, and a bunch like that. They were really, really good. They just got beat by the Roosevelts and the other teams of the world like that. So, I mean, it's been rough the last 7 or 8 years as the state has tried to adjust the big school system so that the Sioux Falls schools just didn't dominate everything. They're kind of more in their own division now, and that opens the door for a year like this where there's Watertown and a lot of other teams in that division thinking that they're going to go a ways.
Yeah, Double A is wide open. Roger, appreciate you joining us. It's great to have a legend and a South Dakota Baseball Hall of Fame, right? And anything else?
Yeah, Watertown Baseball Hall of Fame.
Watertown Baseball Hall of Fame, yeah.
No football Hall of Fame. My claim to fame is guarding Jay Novacek in a flag football elementary game. So.
Well, the great Jay Novacek, one of the best fullbacks of all time.
Tight end.
And he had to leave. I was thinking of Moose Johnston.
He had to leave Huron because he didn't catch any passes that day. There was a safety from Madison Elementary that shut his butt down.
Well, hey, good luck to the Jets the rest of the way.
Yes.
I know that's going to be a little rough, but I know you got to get going.
When we fall to 2-6, who else we're going to trade for after that? It's time to give up, fellas.
All right. Well, Roger, thanks for joining us. I know you got better things to do than to sit here and visit with us the whole time, but thank you so much. You're a legend. Thank you for all you do for the community.
You guys
thanks
do a great job with this era, except I'm always working the same time you're broadcasting.
Check us out on YouTube after.
Yes.
Thank you, Roger.
Thanks, Roger.
Take care, guys.
Appreciate you, man. Whoop, hold on. Yep. We got it. Hold on. Got to do one of these numbers. There we go.
He's not going to allow.
Oh yeah, there we go. See, but when you're a Hall of Famer, you can do whatever you want. Thanks, Hoff.
The broadcast has ended.
What a treat that was.
Hey, I tell you what, man. I throw around that word legend maybe more than I probably should, but when you talk about legends, Roger Marion.
He's up there.
He's a legend, man. He's a legend. One of one. One of one for sure. All right. Lose something? Payson's having technical difficulties.
No, I think we're good now.
Speaking of technical difficulties, it looks like Aberdeen might have had some technical difficulties there as well as false start there. What'd I miss?
Not a ton yet.
Dead ball. Encroachment.
What'd I miss? How's the chat looking?
Chat up a little bit.
Still
Are we caught up on the chat?
Looks like falling behind again since I was reading through it.
All right, well, we'll start with Nancy Kranz. Once an arrow, always an arrow. Appreciate that. Amber Gillian, what's the score? 35-7 Arrows. Justin Wilkins says 1,000,000-7, close. All right, let's go back to football. Where are we at, Tyson? Third, three?
Aberdeen Central's put a nice little drive together so far here to start the third quarter. Got Micah Hawk to jump.
Oh, got back in time.
I don't think he quite crossed. There's a first down for Aberdeen Central. What a fun halftime that was. That was interesting. I got to see a lot of players I kind of remembered and recognized, and even just listening to Roger was was cool. He could teach us about a lot of history of the Arrows, obviously.
Yeah, the halftime was cool. There was a lot of people down there, a lot of familiar faces. It would have been nice just to hang out and visit with everybody and kind of go from dude to dude. Just so many good people, and a lot of those same people are in our community today, still doing some great things. So
it's good to see so many of them come back. Obviously there was more, but it was great to have the bunch we had.
Yeah, just a great job of writing by Chris Jacobson, and he got help from Roger, of course, and then Steve Jurens of KXLG and Brandon Heim of the Watertown Current. So a good job of everybody just collaborating together for the better of the good, you know, and did a good job. And I hope I was able to do it justice.
Good job. Could hear you nice and clear. It was good.
It's hard to talk and then hear yourself at the same time. So hopefully I was able to do it justice, and those guys did a great job. And man, it's going to be sad to walk away from this place, but every time I walk up those steps, I just think next year I'll be going up that elevator.
Yeah, our booth will be a little bit bigger.
Yeah, a little bit.
Won't have to lean on each other during the broadcast. As Aberdeen Central takes a shot here.
Great coverage by Briggs. Sticky on the receiver. The ball's going to fall incomplete, and that's going to bring up a 3rd and 6.
Even hearing Roger talking about, you know, Matt David and Nathan Lamb, those two guys were coaches of mine, and they meant so much to me growing up, and that's why I wanted just to ask them about them. I never got to see them play when I was growing up. I'll give a shout out to Josh Hansen. As Roger mentioned, he was the man growing up when I was young.
Yep.
Keith Newman was a good player. John Ryan was a stud. So those are some great Arrows that I got to watch. Unfortunately, Josh went to Augustana. Not everybody can be perfect. Otherwise, he'd be pretty close in that category.
You know, Nathan Lamb is, you know, I think he graduated the year before me, so in '98, and good dart there by Aberdeen. It's going to be close to a first down. Maybe get it. But Lamb is so talented. Like he can play piano by ear, you know. So like if he just hears a song one time, then he can go to the piano and play it. You know, and he was just a force on the offense and defensive line for the Arrows, and you know, he got some big time offers, and now he's just down the road at Dubrook coaching, and you know,
teaching at Dubrook.
Yeah, took that team to a state championship last year, and just a 10 out of 10 person. One of those guys that you just get excited to be around. It's going to bring up a 4th and 1, and Aberdeen's going to call a timeout here.
Timeout, Aberdeen, the first of the second half.
I feel a little off now.
That was a change of pace for us, having a halftime program. It was different.
Yeah, they got the little halftime show, and
then having Roger in here. I love what he said about the teams that were winning, and the quarterbacks Watertown had. Watertown had some great quarterbacks that weren't maybe quite able to deliver that state title, but the ones that were a little bit more under the radar had more well-rounded teams. Here's that T in the Sturgis game. Man, it's surprising you don't see Spearfish run away with that one a little bit. Spearfish.
Yeah, I mean, Spearfish got upset last week. You know, like I don't think, they upset by the 7-time state champions, right? But I don't think anybody really had that on the docket. So, you know, we talked about it a little bit with Roger here. AA is up for grabs, man. I mean, it really is. I mean, Watertown's, you know, kind of controls their own destiny, and Yankton does too, being at the 1 and 2 seeds. And
that was something happened there. They got to back him up 5 yards.
Yeah, that's good. There's the flag.
That's the other thing is I don't anticipate these two teams playing next week, but AA is so wide open. Watertown can win this game 35-7. Play Aberdeen Central next week and maybe barely get by.
Yeah, and next week could be Aberdeen Central. It could be Huron.
And just with like with AA, it's such a wide open league this year.
Yeah.
You just don't know what's going to happen from week to week, and we've seen that on so many occasions throughout this football season.
Yep. That's after the penalty. It's going to bring out the punting team, but we don't know if they're going to punt. Yeah. I mean, we've seen them. our fair share of fakes throughout this season. But yeah, I mean, and if you're Yankton, you're confident. If you're Watertown, you're confident. If you're Pierre, you're still the 7-time state champs. You know, I think the saying is to be the man, you got to beat the man, and Pierre is still the man. You know, as the ball takes a fortuitous bounce for the Arrows and goes into the end zone. But I mean, Pierre, you're still the man. You're still a 7-time defending state champion, and you are that until somebody says otherwise.
They've lost a little bit more in the regular season than what they are accustomed to, but nobody's beat them in the postseason still in close to a decade. It feels like longer. So they'll have something to say about it when they get into the playoffs next week as well.
Yeah, absolutely. So I mean, and then if you're T, you know, you're probably feeling pretty good. If you're Spearfish, you beat Watertown and Yankton, right?
Did they beat Yankton?
I'd have to double check here, but I thought maybe not. But we know for sure that they beat Watertown. So if you're Spearfish, I mean, you got to feel pretty good about your chances too.
Yeah, we'll pull up that schedule as well. But yeah, Spearfish, again, it's like we've talked about. There's so many teams.
So Spearfish is 6-2. Spearfish has got wins over
Watertown and Pierre.
Yeah, they've got wins over T, Rapid City Central, Mitchell, Huron, Watertown, and Douglas. So they have not played Yankton. Spearfish lost to Central, and then lost by 20 last week to Spearfish or to Pierre. So
a wild year for AA, and it's a good year for Watertown to take advantage.
And don't forget, Brookings is 6-2.
Yeah, you just don't know who you're going to show up and play against and what kind of game you're going to get. Football is a game of matchups, and the way Watertown's style of play is, again, to Roger's credit, they don't have to rely on maybe just one guy or it not being a winning night if you're a passing team. You can always lean on this offensive defensive line, and it's going to carry Watertown a long ways, I hope.
Arrows are going to hand off this time to Malik Decker as we try to get back to a little bit of football. If you're the Arrows here at this point, I mean, you're just trying to take off as much clock as you can.
Yeah, I mentioned it vaguely, and you see some different guys coming in right now, but when I talked about it last week, or earlier at halftime, I just said you expect Hordorf to maybe get some of these varsity guys that play a lot out late third quarter, early fourth quarter, save those legs for next Friday's game. I know they're 18-year-old boys and they're never tired, but save them as much as you can, prevent any kind of wild injury, and I'd expect to see that late third, early fourth. Micah Hawk is at fullback here in this Wildcat.
I do like that when Hawk is in there at fullback, because he is just, and I would be scared to be in front of him, honestly. Like,
he gets a running start.
Yeah.
They're going to have to punt here on this 4th and 3.
So the first round of the playoffs for AA will be next week. It'll be October 31st.
Halloween night.
Yeah, so it'll be Halloween, and I'm not sure if that game will start at 6 or 7, Tyson, but again, we talk about it all the time. Arrow TV is great. It's a great alternative, but if we're going to be hosting a playoff game, love to see this place packed. Takes a good bounce for the Arrows.
We love the people watching in Arizona and Georgia.
Yeah.
Texas, all across the country.
Sam Wold says, let's go Arrows. Appreciate you watching, Sam. Yeah, good night for the Arrows. I mean, at this point, like you said, I mean, let's just try to get to next week healthy and maybe get Fossum back.
Yeah, you're one of the few guys down there that wasn't in long sleeve or a sweatshirt. How does it feel down there on the field?
It's not bad, actually. I mean, but
a nice night.
But to be fair, like, I've been up here. It's warm. You know, I knew I was only going to be down there for a couple of minutes. So, yeah.
Good to be playing if you're a football player, obviously. Little chilly in the stands, but
yeah. I think, you know, it's worse for the fans than it definitely is for the players. The players are out there running around. They got the big pads on as Aberdeen's running back is getting tackled there by a slew of Arrows. But, you know, like for us, where we're just chilling up here, and then I knew I was only going to be down there for a couple of minutes, but it's nice. I mean, for the football players, I mean, I bet you they love this weather.
Yeah. A couple hours ago, we thought we might be in for a little bit more of a chillier night than what we got. A little bit more, maybe some scattered showers even, but again, late October, you can't ask for much better night than this.
Yeah. It's a beautiful night at the iconic Watertown Stadium, and we said our goodbyes today, but we'll see you next week,
and hopefully the week after.
Yeah, we'll see you next week for sure. I don't know, man. Like we get to do this up here, but what a great story it would be with the. Yeah, I got a hold there on number 70 for Aberdeen Central.
Cooper Ketwig with a nice tackle.
Cooper Ketwig's having a nice night.
And even then, you might look at declining this. Oh,
yeah, I think they are going to decline it. It was a holding on Aberdeen.
Holding.
Number 70.
Offense, number 70. That penalty's declined. Third down.
Coach Hodorf is going to decline it.
3rd and 14 here.
Yeah, Cooper Ketwig having himself a nice night.
He's flying all over the field. He's been great for the Arrows defensively, creating turnovers, getting TFLs.
Yeah, nothing wrong with a few TFLs.
And we've talked about it. And, has this been the most complete game we've seen out of the Arrows?
I really think it has been. I mean, we've seen production on special teams with the fake on 4th down. We've seen Himrick throw the ball well as Aberdeen fumbles the snap there, and I think the Arrows might fall on that.
Luca got it, I think.
Yeah, I think the Arrows did fall on that. Micah's signaling that that's Arrows down, or Arrows ball. Got a scrum down there for the ball, but looks like the Arrows are going to come away with it. Yeah, that's Arrows football.
Yeah, Luca with 2 turnovers tonight.
Luca's having a nice game. He really is. But as far as complete games go, we saw it. We saw the special teams. We could talk about the offense all day long, but this defense has been very, very good. Not just tonight, but the last few games.
Yeah, outside of an outstanding pass and catch that really drove Aberdeen Central down the field and later turned into a touchdown. This Arrows defense hasn't really missed much of a beat either. I'd like to see the Arrows get up a score or 2 this half just to really feel like they really, put the finishing touches on it.
Yeah.
If that second unit comes in is maybe different, but down here especially, you'd really like to see some more points put on the board.
Yeah, I think you would want to see a score on this drive as Himrick's looking deep, and he's going to be picked off on a ball that's underthrown, intended for Mitch Olson. Cole Hansen's got to be a little careful there.
Number 20, Evan Stickmiller on the return.
Yeah,
we got somebody down, Sam.
That's Himrick. Himrick must have taken a shot there as he let that one go. But he's up. He's walking off on his own. Yeah, ball's just underthrown there, and the Aberdeen Central defender did a good job of securing the catch, keeping both feet in bounds. That's a catch not only on Saturday, Thursday, but Sunday.
Yeah, put it around the sideline there. I thought it was in a decent spot. The receiver didn't quite see it to be able to come back on it. Kind of put Himrick in a bad spot there.
Andrew Bemis says, "Let's go Arrows." Appreciate you watching, Andrew. Looks like number 21 here in at quarterback, and we're going to get a false start there. Or are they going to get that one on Micah?
Dead ball.
False start.
False start. Offense, number 62.
As I watched this game, when I was at Aberdeen Central, we lost to the Arrow 1996 team in a close semifinal game. When I was in Watertown, we beat Yankton to go to state finals. That's Coach Sven.
That's awesome.
It's pretty great. So after the false start, it's going to bring up 1st and 15. 3 minutes and 13 seconds left in the 3rd quarter here.
3rd quarter's kind of flying by for us.
I like it.
Done so much visiting with Roger and everything.
The quarterback keeper here. He's going to pick up a few. Good tackle.
Caden Decker with a nice tackle.
Decker tackles hard.
Oh, we got.
I think we're going to have offsetting penalties here.
I saw 3 flags.
I saw number 5 for the Arrows,
Ketwig, and
who is Ketwig.
And then he got pushed.
And he got pushed in the back, and I think Aberdeen wasn't real happy with. I think we're going to have offsetting penalties.
I'd like to see it be offsetting. I think that's the refs are discussing right now.
Yep.
Aberdeen Central for sure has a penalty on that.
Yep.
We're going to see if hopefully it's offsetting here. They always catch second guy. It's just whether or not.
And I didn't see exactly what Ketwig did.
He's off the field already.
Yeah, I didn't see exactly what that, but I did see the push from Aberdeen Central. We'll see the refs are getting together, and hopefully it's offsetting.
Landon Lewis is checked in at linebacker to replace Ketwig. Yeah, they're not marking anything off.
Yeah, it should be offsetting.
Long discussion.
After the play, dead ball, unsportsmanlike. Defense, number 52, unsportsmanlike. Defense, number 5. Those penalties are offset.
He said defense, but it was on the offense.
Replay first down.
Yeah, I'm not sure what Ketwig did. I'm sure he didn't go to the Aberdeen Central defender and say, I appreciate you playing a tough game. Thanks for being here.
Yeah, I think they both probably earned that penalty a little.
Yeah, agreed. So it's gonna
redo first down.
Do a little mulligan here. Do a little mulligan.
Play counts. It'll be second down.
Just kidding. 2nd and 15. They're gonna count the play. So
second down.
Is it going to be, where are they at?
Should be 1st and 15 from that false start.
You know what? I got a guy. I'm going to text him.
Yeah, ask him. I thought offsetting penalties was redo down, but it should be.
It's that bubble screen here. Decker's going to meet him right away.
I'm not sure why it's 2nd and 11 if they had a false start and then they redid the down, or they. Oh, they counted that play, didn't they?
Yeah, they counted it.
Okay, never mind. Good to go.
All right.
Gain of 7 on the play, 3rd down and 8.
You know what, Sam? This is because it was after the play. That's why. There we go.
Yeah, offsetting penalties after the play. Yep, not during the play, but after.
Just had to put our heads together and talk it out.
3rd and 7, just over 2 minutes remaining in the 3rd quarter here as the Arrows are trying to hold on to this 35-7 lead. Aberdeen trying to come back here. Going to go out to the far part of the field. And
nice tackle.
Yeah, it's tough to get away from Jalen Schulte. Jeremiah Schulte. Why do I keep calling him Jalen?
I think it's because of Hurts. You just got the eagle on your mind.
He hurts my feelings. Jalen Hurts does. Good job by Jeremiah Schulte. All-State Jeremiah Schulte with making another good tackle.
Brody Randall runs in there to return the punt.
4th and 6, 7.
Yeah. I think no matter what, he's taking this one.
Yeah, I got a blizzard says that he puts this in his hands and he runs.
Gosh, I know that said he's going to take it, then you take my end of the bet.
Yeah, well, that's what he does. He's a wrestler. He's a tough kid. Almost blocked. Catch line drive right on him. House it. I couldn't get away from 23.
He just about switched hands there.
Yeah.
That was a good tackle there by Aberdeen Central.
Yeah, that's 23, Owen Ward with the tackle.
Really good tackle. Just about knocked that ball free there.
Yeah. Good, clean, hard tackle. You know, I think what both coaches want to see here from Aberdeen and from Watertown,
23 was the.
You know, when it's 35-7 here and it's the last game of the regular season, there's just no more chippiness.
Yeah, no injuries.
No injuries. We don't need any ejections and kids missing next week. You know, I think that that might be the message here moving forward.
I think we got a new quarterback in here with Pitkin, but I think this might be the Arrows' last drive. But Coach Hodorf wants to see some points on the board.
Pickett's going to hold on to it and grow up the middle here for a short gain.
I kind of want to see it.
And see it. And there you go. That's exactly what I was talking about. And I think this is going to be on number 65 on Central. And Hawk is doing a good job of getting the Arrows and, you know, getting them corralled and not to retaliate. Too much on the line here for the Arrows team. Turn it over here to the referee.
After the play, dead ball, unsportsmanlike. Defense, number 65. 15 yards, first down.
Both teams really need to be careful here. Both teams need to understand that there's more to play for than just tonight.
And Coach Hodorf's thinking about it too. That means, you know, if it's something where people start taking some cheap shots and some late shots, his team maybe has a little bit more to lose. He might be getting his guys out a little sooner. Again, he does want to see some points go up in this 3rd quarter.
Yeah, I think you want to. I agree. You want to
push the envelope here a little bit longer.
Hemrick's going to drop back, needs to throw it. Wow, does a good hook. Oh,
man.
Yeah, there's more line and more shoving. And there's another one. And Hemrick's down. Hemrick's down.
That was he took a pretty healthy shot there.
Yeah, Hemrick's down, and I'm not sure if he's grabbing his knee or his ankle, but Hemrick slid and then got popped, and then after that, so you got a flag on that, and then after that there was more shoving afterwards, and now Hemrick's down. And this is exactly what we talked about, Tyson. You got more to play for than just tonight.
Yeah. Coach Horloff has a much better football mind than I do. And even now he's thinking, I don't know when you got to take all your guys out at some point, because the chippiness clearly is not going to stop. You got to keep these guys safe. He knows that.
Yeah, and Hemrick's trying to protect himself. He slides, and then there's the pop. And then, our number 64 kind of got in.
Personal foul. Defense. Number 34. That'll be half the distance. After the play. Dead ball. Unsportsmanlike. Offense. Number 65. That'll be 15 yards.
I think they got the wrong number there.
Yeah, I think it was 64.
First down.
Yeah, I think it was 64. I think it was Andrew Dahl. And so see it here. So Hemrick's going to slide, protects himself. He gets popped there. And then you'll see Dahl kind of get in the face right there of the Aberdeen guy, which may have led to maybe something that was set or pushed. And we see it here. Yeah, and Dahl's right up in his face after, and Dahl's doing what you want your
offensive line.
Yeah, what you want your center to do, the captain of your offensive line to do. That being said, you don't want him to get a 15-yard penalty, and that's what he did. But I mean, that was definitely a late hit, definitely uncalled for. And then Dahl gets right. So you get right there. You see him. He gets right in the face, and that's where the second penalty comes in.
Last 2 minutes has been a mess, Sam.
Man. Yeah, I mean, I think both coaches aren't going to be super happy.
Got to get under center and run the ball here. Just get to the fourth quarter.
They're going to pitch it out to Wenches. Under center that time for the Arrows is number 24.
Keep that clock running.
That's Caden Hemrick. That's the freshman quarterback, brother of senior quarterback Trayton Hemrick.
Gain of 5 on the play.
Oh, now they stopped the clock. They had that clock rolling. I don't know why they stopped.
Yeah, the ref just signaled for it to keep going.
The one on the sideline he wanted to keep rolling.
Yeah,
so.
yeah. This should be the end of the third quarter.
We're going to send it to a break.
Yeah, we're going to have to send it to a break. We're going to take a break here at the end of the quarter. This break brought to you by DFS Insurance and Dakota Land Federal Credit Union. We're going to get our wheels back here, and we'll be back for the start of the fourth quarter.
What's up, guys? I'm Trayton Hemrick, senior quarterback for the football team.
And I'm Mitch Olson, senior wide receiver and defensive back. Trayton, would you rather wear pants 3 sizes too big or shoes 3 sizes too small?
Ooh. I mean, probably the pants, because I'll be pretty comfy for the whole day. All right. Would you rather be a superhero or the world's best chef?
I'd rather be a superhero so I can go save the world. Who's your celebrity crush?
Ooh, that's a tough one. I'm gonna have to go with Livy Dunn.
That's a good choice.
She's a good one.
Yeah, that's a good choice.
All right. For your movies, are you going with a rom-com or a horror movie?
Who am I with?
Let's say your girl.
Probably a horror movie.
Yeah, that's a good choice.
What useless superpower do you want?
Probably. That's tough. Maybe be able to make food on command, like pizza, just anytime, anywhere.
Okay. Might get a little fat.
I need to gain weight, so actually.
All right, we are back to start the fourth quarter here as the Arrows have the ball on the 23-yard line at 2nd and 5, and Hemrick's going to remain into the game. A little play action. He's got Wenches wide open.
Holds on to that one.
Yeah, Wenches does a good job there, and Arrows are going to have the ball first and goal. Around the 5, Tyson?
Yep.
I think we all know what's coming here.
Yeah, that our big Wildcat set is coming in. We're going to follow that offensive line like we always do and punch this one in.
Yeah, and checking in for the Arrows is number 77. That's Caleb Thronson, 6'2", 280 pounds.
All right, Luca, it's your chance. Behind the center, get your second touchdown.
Aberdeen's going to call a timeout here after they saw the jumbo package come in. And how do you stop out?
Aberdeen. When you got 4 downs and like 5 yards to gain.
The second half.
Yeah, it's one of those things where like everybody knows it's coming, and then just how do you stop it?
Just punch at that ball, try to force a turnover.
Yeah, the other part of it is too is that I think eventually we'll see some wrinkles come out of it too.
Yeah, and we did. Was it that spearfish game we saw? We saw Winches leak out into the corner, not the Wildcat, but it was a really big, tight formation. Mm-hmm. But in this, do we see a Peterson sneaking out later? And
and at this point, I'm not real sure that you want to put that on film.
Yeah.
I mean,
I wouldn't either.
Yeah.
I thought they'd save the fake punt, but at that point it was 7. It was 7-7.
Yeah.
Kind of hanging in the balance. We got our starting quarterback back in there.
Yeah, Hemrick's back in with Wenches to his left. Briggs and Pitkin out wide. I'm assuming that's Olsen at top of the. And they're going to go over the middle. Hunter Peterson. What a dot from Hemrick. I love Hunter Peterson.
Yeah, he's awesome.
I love Hunter Peterson.
Great hands, soft hands.
Replay brought to you here by Dakota Land Federal Credit Union. A great throw.
High point.
Yeah. Hunter Peterson goes up and gets it. Hunter Peterson, man, the kid's going to be special. He's a little different.
And he's getting better every week, too.
Yeah. All right. Lewis is the long snapper.
Long snap by...
And Hemrick is the holder, and Talon Jurgens is the kicker. Everything's clean, and just a bit outside.
Just a bit outside, Sam.
Tried the corner in this.
45 left in the game. It's the Watertown Mills 41.
41-7. There's a different angle of the touchdown pass here to Hunter Peterson. Look at it. He squares away. Yep, gets big.
Running that route.
Yep, turns around, presents his numbers to Hemrick.
Y option.
Yeah, and Hemrick does a great job of getting it out there, and Peterson goes to high points it like you said and comes away with 6.
Little music.
I like it.
Yeah.
I like it. All right. We got some filler time here. 11:45. Arrows up 41-7. Dakota Land player of the game.
Might start looking at some players of the game, Sam. This has been a dominant display by this offensive defensive line. They've been good all night. We got 3 rushing touchdowns. Rushing yards by multiple guys.
Let's break that down for us, Tyson. What do we got for stats wise?
Decker's got a couple carries. He's only got a few yards, but Winches has about 50 yards rushing. Trayton Hemrick has 10 yards rushing. Marcus Pitkin has about 80 yards rushing. Tyson Miller had a rush.
Yep.
A lot of different guys with a lot of different amounts of carries tonight, all behind that big offensive line.
Yeah, maybe tonight's the night that we go down with more than one shirt and see if we can't. Great tackle there by number 10 for the Arrows. That's Caden Corey. Caden Corey is son of Cam and Sarah Corey.
Luca Lesson with an interception for a touchdown and a fumble recovery. If you're looking at offensive and defensive line, he's got to fit in that mold. It's at 2 turnovers by the defensive end, and one of them you score on is a pretty big night.
Yeah, maybe tonight might be the night that, like you said, we go down with multiple jerseys. Maybe we go with 4, maybe we go with 5, maybe we go with 6.
You never know.
Yeah,
a couple wild cards up here ourselves, Sam.
Yeah, maybe you get one.
I don't think I deserve one tonight.
11:39 left here for Aberdeen. And they're going to keep it on the ground.
Ketwig with a nice tackle.
Cooper Ketwig with a nice tackle.
And he's had a good night.
62 from Aberdeen, pushing there a little bit. Both teams just need to be careful.
Yeah, I think this is probably their last defensive. It's their first defensive series of the fourth quarter, but that third quarter flew by. So I don't think they get too many more snaps here tonight, the starting units.
Yeah, Wenches just came off the field, and it's kind of been the Arrows' MO. You know, one guy comes off, another guy comes off, another guy comes off. So maybe.
Yeah, we got 32 back in there, which is Tyson Miller at linebacker.
It'll be 2nd and 9 with just under 11 minutes left in the game here. There's that screen that we saw earlier. Good job of making a guy miss and be a first down for Aberdeen. That's number 6, Brody Asoff.
To the 20.
Number 27, Corbin Hansen, is making his way onto the field, and he is relieving Cooper Ketwig.
Yeah, so I think that's what we're going to see is just one by one.
Yep.
I did try to pull off a fantasy football trade at halftime with Aberdeen's OC, but wasn't able to get it done.
Didn't respond, huh?
Well, we talked about it before the game. We weren't able to.
Couldn't come to terms yet.
Yeah. Well, he was busy. I had a couple things going on, so maybe we'll get something done.
Maybe after
on the bus ride.
He's got an hour and a half ride home.
Good job by Aberdeen. That's number 22. That's Ridley Waldo. Good rush for him.
Number 10, Caden Corey's coming on the field now.
Yep, he just made the special teams tackle. That's Cam and Sarah's youngest, I believe.
He'll relieve Caden Decker, who's had a nice night as well.
Yeah, it's good to see some of these other kids getting to play. And, you know, for these guys, this might be the last time that they play on this field. You know, it could be. So it's good to see some of these younger kids coming in. Good run there by Aberdeen's number 14, and that is Joey Dahlman. Big tackle there for Watertown. I didn't see that.
Tyson Miller, number 32.
Yeah, Tyson Miller. Jeez.
Got a lot more snaps tonight. And he's taking advantage of it, making most of it for sure.
Yeah, for sure. If Marcus Fossum is at home watching, Marcus should chime in on the chat. Let us know how he's doing.
Let us know what he thinks of his brothers out there tonight and how they've done so far. You better be resting. But he's probably tuned in.
He might be resting, but hopefully he can join us next week, and and play football.
Yeah, really, it's a glass half full. He gets to rest his legs for a week. As starting running back, that's a big deal.
Oh, great cut. Yeah, good job there. Gosh,
see his number here when he gets up.
Waldo.
Is that Waldo again?
Waldo, yeah.
A gain of 4 yards.
Yeah, just the pushing and the chippiness is just like a little bit after the whistle.
It's starting to slow down. Different guys are coming in now for the Arrows. Number 33, Kessler Swenson.
Yeah, we've called Kessler's name a few times.
Cooper started it once. He's out of there. You slowly start taking guys out, and it relieves tension a little bit, I guess.
Yeah. Cole's still in there. Cole Hansen's still in there. Jeremiah Schulte's still in there. Decker's out there.
Pass intended for number
Sorry,
22.
All-State Jeremiah Schulte.
Riley Waldo.
Still out there.
Ethan Winch is in there, number 63.
Number 27.
And Malik Decker's out there.
Most of our defensive line is out except for Luca. He's trying to get his third turnover of the night.
Running out onto the field for the Arrows is number 88. That's James Clendenin. 5'10", 155-pound junior.
Kleinsauce is getting the rest of the night off.
3rd and 6 with just over 8 left. See if we can get the Corey kid a sack.
That's going to be short.
Yep. Be short. And
4th and 6 coming up here for the Golden Eagles.
Cole Hansen brings up 4th down and 6.
Looks like they're going to punt. 8 minutes and 10 seconds left. 41-7 Arrows. 41-7 Arrows. You think 83 years from now somebody will be standing out in the middle of the field at the new field talking about how
he's gonna go.
Oh yeah, he's got it. Easy first down. Easy first down. Oh, sheesh. There. Oh, and now we got a flag.
I missed who that was on.
I think that one might be on us.
There's only Arrows players over than the returners, so I got a feeling.
Yeah, I think that one might be on us.
Gosh, everybody bailed out of there.
Now before we got a first down.
Personal foul. Defense, number 81. At 15 yards, the end of the run. First down.
Gosh, if we see that replay, Sam, you would have got a first down on that one.
Yeah. That
everybody went set up that return.
Fouls on Charles Whitting, 6 foot, 145 pounds sophomore. Yeah, I mean, geez.
He didn't have a decision.
I felt like everybody's back was turned but his. You know,
like he waited longer, it would have been even better because everyone just turned and ran backwards.
Just took off, and I mean, he could have. Great play by Aberdeen. Clock continues to run here. Split backs this time for Aberdeen and OC Justin Fox. Ball's going to be handed off.
Aldo's about to get in. I think he's
just short.
Just down to the 4.
But he gets introduced to that legendary infield there.
At least someday he'll be able to tell his kids he got to play in the sandbox, the baseball field at Watertown's historic stadium.
Yeah. Is that gonna be first and goal, Tyson?
I thought it was first and goal at the 4.
Yeah, I thought it was. Yeah, first and goal at the 4.
4-yard line.
Yep. Okay.
Legendary Mark Huber walking by on his cell phone.
Busy man.
He is. Just came back to Watertown from Chicago. Haven't got a chance to say hi to him yet.
Number 14 trying to punch in for Aberdeen Central. He didn't think he just got back to the line of scrimmage is all.
Number 14, Joey Dahlman on the carry. Making it stop, number 27.
6:40 left to go here in the game, and exciting first half, not so much exciting second half.
That second quarter for Watertown really put quite the separation on the scoreboard. Watertown's kind of been in control ever since, and the third quarter went by pretty fast with no scoring. And
well, it was 7-7 at one point, and Arrows have scored 34 unanswered points. We'll see. Aberdeen's going to try to sneak one in here.
Down to the 1. Yeah, it was 7-0 Arrows, and we asked ourselves if Aberdeen Central was going to punch back, and they did.
Yeah.
But really shortly after Aberdeen Central, or Watertown delivered kind of a knockout punch with a score, and then really back-to-back turnovers, and then a third one followed shortly after. And
yeah, I think we talked about standing in the middle of the ring and heavyweight fighting, and I think the Arrows turned it into some jiu-jitsu and some MMA, and just kind of went all Spider-Monkey and took control of the game. Gonna be 3rd and 1 here, 3rd and goal.
Full back dive.
Yeah, he's
gonna get in there, number 14.
14 from the half-yard line, Joey Dahlman, and a touchdown for the Golden Eagles.
He's on a touchdown, Eagles.
Moore/Slash Jr., I believe, Junior.
Yeah, that was good to see Aberdeen get some points up there. So it's going to be 41-13 Arrows. Yeah, we sure can. Aberdeen's going to try the extra point here.
Joey Dahlman, dude.
I like that he scores the touchdown, then he gets to kick the extra point in.
Going to be a false start on Aberdeen.
Dead ball. False start.
So see if
Offense,
Aberdeen
number 52.
is going to kick it.
5 yards. Retry the down.
Nice down block by the right tackle.
Yeah.
Touchdown.
Yeah.
So Aberdeen Central will try this PAT one more time.
Oh, they're attempt the extra point again. Good.
Sam, let's check out that touchdown one more time here if we can.
Yeah, let's take a look at the touchdown here by Aberdeen Central. You'll see that they're in a traditional I, and they're just going to run power football here, right up the middle. You're going to see a great block here, right here, by number 70. Or is that 70, Tyson?
The right tackle has the nice down block, really where the fullback kind of comes off his hip and scores here. Off number 76's right hip.
Yeah. At the point of contact, 70 does a good job, and then he knocks his guy down to the ground. You see that right here, and then it's just hard-nosed football by Aberdeen, hat on hat.
Get a little pancake there, number 76. Yep. Shout out to you, Blake Madsen.
Yeah, so just big boy right here, just doing his job, and he's the one kind of responsible for that touchdown, as the Aberdeen ball carrier just ran right behind him, and easy 6 for Aberdeen. Hey, Fossum chimes in. That's Marcus Fossum, cheering for my brothers in purple from home, starting to feel a little better. All right, so glad that Fossum's watching, glad that he's starting to feel a little better.
Like we said, all things considered, he's got a fresh set of legs for next Thursday.
Yeah.
Kind of works out all the way across the board.
Marcus, there's other ways to lose weight, you know what I mean? Like, you don't have to puke your guts out for a few days, my man.
He'll run as hard as ever next week.
Oh, man.
No doubt about that.
I hope he's back next. Marcus, sounds like you're listening, so we hope you're back next week, and I got to tell you, that kid is so fun to watch.
Have you received the scepter?
Yeah. Did Kyle Brandt send you the scepter yet? If not, then, what a shame.
I think he had to send it to Tank Bigsby in London last week.
Gonna get caught from behind.
Number 11, Max Stroop on the return. Yeah, I think 2 weeks ago, Fossum had the scepter, and then in London the week after, Tank Bigsby in London ran over a few guys, and I think Kyle Brandt sent it to him. So,
Caden Mooney said, let's get a celebrity snap for the announcers. Tyson can't play his college position. What position do you two choose? All right, so Tyson can't play
football?
Yeah, let's...
I'm going to play linebacker, and you're going to play running back. I can't play my college position. Okay. So I'll play receiver, and you can play defensive back.
I'll be the kicker. I'm going to be the kicker.
What's this, be return it then?
Yeah, I'll just be like the Sebastian Janikowski of the worlds. And I'm too fragile. I've never worked a day in my life. So I don't want to get
hands in the world.
Exactly. I do have the softest hands in the world. I don't want to get hit.
Yeah, we could do that for a bet one year. We could run an Oklahoma drill.
No. I would be broken in half.
We should have to do it once.
No, I would be broken in half. I'm too fat and too old, and woof. That sounds better. That sounds terrible. Curtis Schmall says, get better, Marcus, number 25. Get ready for next week. Yeah, Marcus, hope you're feeling better, brother.
Kessler Swanson in at receiver. We got our new quarterback.
That's Hemrick's little brother.
Hayden Hemrick.
Yep.
At quarterback.
Yep. Just get in there and hand off, young man.
We got Winches at full. No, that's 27.
Well, that's a good cut there from, that's the freshman, right? Number 32?
That's Tyson Miller.
Yeah, Tyson Miller.
27 is Corbin Hansen in there at fullback. So, this is good. Now you know kind of all your starters are out. Keep them healthy till next week. Micah Hawk came back in, obviously, once we saw him go down at the end of the second quarter.
Yeah.
So...
All right, there's 4 minutes left. We do need to kind of narrow down our Dakota Land player of the game.
I don't know about narrow down, but like I said, I think those 5 offensive linemen, 2 of them play on defense.
Yeah.
Luca Lesson is the other one on the defensive line that's played fantastic tonight. I think it's kind of a group effort.
I think I go down there with 6. I think I go down there with 6. Great job there by Aberdeen's 56, just coming in there and blowing that play up.
Aberdeen Central here, Sam, I'll give you a quick update. Aberdeen Central has been held to 70 yards rushing in this game. The Arrows have rushed for over 130 almost 140 yards. Got 3 touchdowns on the ground. Really set the tone tonight again for the Arrows. When they get into a pressure situation, that Wildcat unit comes out there and they just follow those big boys. Seems like the players of the game to me.
Yeah, I think we go offensive line.
Offensive, defensive line. They're kind of they're basically playing both ways, other than Luca plays in the defensive line.
Yeah, so I'll bring 6 shirts down there. It's a good punt. That's Tyson.
Tyson Miller has really
Tyson Miller. And look at the starters coming over him to give him love. How great is that?
That was an awesome hit.
And it was clean. You see a replay here brought to you by Dakota Land Federal Credit Union.
I could hear our producers next door yelling when he hit it.
Yeah, I mean, that's just good, clean football. He never signaled for the fair catch. I think the thing that I really liked about that is the whole starters, all the sideline came over to give him some love.
And that's a freshman. My goodness.
Yeah, that's a freshman. Yeah, and then you heard it from the whole crowd, too. The whole crowd got behind that one.
We got a new quarterback in for Aberdeen Central, number 4, Jace Byram.
Getting caught up here on the chat.
Number 29, Damian McIntosh. He fights his way up to the...
Let's get a live look in here from...
Yeah, let's take a look at that here. And then we'll get caught up on chat here. So I think what we're gonna see here is a minute left here, and they got to dive right up the middle.
Sturgis punches it in.
Sturgis punches it in, and they now have the lead over Spearfish with a minute and a half left.
What an upset that would be.
Yeah, for sure. Getting caught up on chat here. Curtis Small says, "Get better." We did that. Squibbler 213. Who's running the online scoreboard? Squibbler. They're doing their best, man. We've got a lot of moving pieces back here. We're all volunteers. A lot of them are high school kids, so we'll work on that. But doing the best. Andrew Beeman says on Halloween we got a game. He might be there. That'd be great to have you here. We do have a game on Halloween. And then Angie Hansen says Sam can't wear a helmet. He would mess up his hair.
Oh, that's funny.
Angie.
Number 29.
Damian McIntosh, number 29, with a couple carries here for Aberdeen Central.
Audrey Mooney is doing her best to encourage Angie Hansen. I don't know if I love that. You guys can't team up on me. All right, Tyson, I think this is what we're going to do for the player of the game. I'm going to go down with 6 shirts, right? We're going to go down with 6 Dakota Land Player of the Game shirts. We're going to get them to Nashberg. We're going to get them to Micah Hawk, to Andrew Dahl, to Jaden Lambert, to Carter Ingalls, and then we're going to give one to Luca Lesson.
Yep. I got 6 shirts here for you, Sam.
All right. Appreciate that. You're a gentleman and a scholar. I think I'm going to try to catch him and give it to him on camera. So I'm going to head down right now. Okay. I'm going to turn it over to you and to see if I can catch him.
I'll give an update on some scores here. As we talked about earlier, T area beat Sioux Falls, Washington 15-14. Yankton beat Mitchell 80. You heard me right, 80-14. Brookings beat Huron 40-14. Sturgis looks like they're going to hold off Spearfish 15-10. And Pierre is beating Douglas 34-7. So some good games around the state. None of them more surprising than that Spearfish and Sturgis game. So as the last play gets brought in here for Aberdeen Central, they'll come to the line one last time. We'll see if they have a chance to get this play off. And they do not. And this game will end with a score of 41-14 in favor of the Arrows on the last ever regular season game here at the iconic Watertown Stadium. We look forward to seeing you guys next Thursday on Halloween while we await our opponent for the playoffs, and hopefully the week after, and if the Arrows will be fortunate to win those 2 games, they'd have a trip to the Dakota Dome in Vermilion. But tonight belongs to the Arrows. We're going to give Sam Mooney a chance to get caught up with our 6 players of the game tonight, our offensive line and defensive line. Shout out to the Aberdeen Central Golden Eagles on a hard-fought game tonight. We wish them the best of luck next week. We might be seeing them. We will see how the standings shake out when they are updated tomorrow. And we wish them a safe drive home. We're going to send down here to Sam shortly as he tries to corral these 6 young men. But again, thank you all for tuning in with us. Hopefully we see you at 6 or 7 o'clock next week. The players will come over here and join the student section and dance to the school song, it looks like. They're trying to dance anyway. We might even get a live on-field interview with the players and the coaches, Coach Hordorf, once the school song concludes. Coach Hordorf is waiting for Sam, it looks like, for a change. He's going to try to get the players here first, it looks like. We're going to send it down to Sam here. I will let him take it away from here as he gets these players brought in.
We are down here on the field with the offensive line from the Watertown Arrows. You guys produced almost 200 yards rushing tonight. Have been mainstays for this team as you head into the playoffs. Give me Micah Hawk first. Micah, talk about the offensive line, your brothers here, and how much fun it is to play.
It's been amazing to play with these guys. I mean, I've only been playing since my junior year, but we've become a family since then, and I wouldn't prefer anyone else next to me.
Perfect. Jaden, same question. How much fun it is playing with these guys?
It's been fun to build a relationship with these guys. They're like all my best friends, so it's easy to do your job when you got your best friend next to you.
Where's the sophomore? The only sophomore on the offensive line, full of a bunch of big seniors. How cool is it to play with a bunch of seniors as a young sophomore?
It is awesome, and they've just been very supportive and helping me, like teaching me, and yeah.
Perfect. All right, big bookends. Nashburg, Carter Eagles. You guys are the big tackles. Talk about your offensive line and how much you enjoy playing with them.
Like Jaden said, they're a bunch of my best friends, and then there's no one else I'd rather do it with.
Carter?
Just going to work every day with these guys, building relationships. I think that's why we're so good.
Gentlemen, how does it feel to punch your ticket into the playoffs?